The MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love. Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans quote a clear and present danger to our democracy.
They keep saying, he's a threat to democracy. I'm saying, what the hell did I do for democracy? Last week, I took a bullet for democracy. What did I do against democracy? Crazy.
I don't give a fuck. If it's hurtful, go back to your fucking mommy's fucking tit. Dude, this bitch ass, he makes blacks look bad, dude. I definitely wanted to say the other word. But...
and you're going to start labeling these people, shutting them down, like silencing them. People will rise up and uprise and raise hell when they get to a boiling point, and which could have been avoided by just doing the right thing, by holding men and women equally accountable.
Seize the light, stand as one and reclaim the night. Truth will burn that paper throne. In this world we fight alone. We are the rebels in the matrix. Unveil the truth within the glitch. Unveil the glitch. No more lies, no strings attached. Fight the power.
But at the very least, 3 tiny things: wear a mask, wash your hands, social distance. If you can't do that, I don't have much respect.
Why? Because we're not protected 100% from COVID. So even if you have your vaccine, you can still get it.
I put the mask on, and I will be, doing power walking, running. As you know, when you breathe in, it feels like you're waterboarding yourself. Yeah. When I see that there's nobody within 100 feet of me, I might take it down. And there are people walking on the street. I put the mask back on so that when I'm way far from them, maybe 40 feet, 30 feet, 20 feet, as soon as I pass them and I'm alone again, I'll take it down a little.
Right in front of your face. These are the same people that said, wear a mask. You know what? No. Wear 2 masks now.
Oh, how about 10?
How about 10 masks? Hey, here's another one. Hey, get a shot. You know what? No, get a second shot. You know what? Get 9 boosters while you're at it.
Just keep going.
Keep going and going and going.
And you just said that, hey, as long as you keep on taking the cartel drug.
Yeah, and if you don't do that, you're killing grandma. If you don't do that, you're killing your neighbors. Thus now, you divide and conquer, right? We had neighbors hitting fighting with one another because of this misinformation it's basically due. That's why he said we bought out the politicians, we bought out the media, right? And then we told everybody to go in their homes and wear masks, and we could just laugh at them because they're doing everything they're told to do.
Yeah,
like little puppets.
What has the media showed you there? They're pushing the whole Pfizer thing like crazy.
In the ruins of a world caught astray, where the morals of old are cast away, they whisper of a time when we were pure, and the chaos we know can be restored. They'll drag the past from the depths of the night, with a heavy hand they'll restore the right. They'll say the sins of the new must be erased, for the good old days we must be retraced. We take the past from the depths of the night, with a heavy hand they'll restore the right. They'll say the sins of the new must be erased, for the good old days we must be retraced. Bring back the God we once feared and revered, in the land where the modern sins have disappeared. Eliminate the cries of those who defy, and crown the old voice of the truth we can't deny. They'll paint a canvas with the darker hue, where the voices of freedom are subdued. From the ashes of a world that's gone astray, they'll forge a path to the olden day. The patriarch's hand will sway through the crowd, silencing our cries, silencing them loud. They'll teach us the lessons from ancient times, and dismiss the struggles as misguided crimes. Bring back the God we once feared and revered, in the land where the modern sins have disappeared. Eliminate the cries of those who defy, and crown the old voice of the truth we
And we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome, everybody in the chat, man. Obviously, me and OJ are here. We're going to be breaking down today some debates, man, because it's fucking fun. That's why. And there were some pretty good ones this week, man. There were some pretty good ones, I must say. But yeah, we're gonna be going through some of those stuff. Before we do that, man, what's up, chat, man? We got quite a bit of you in here. What's up to a New Britain? Actually, funny thing, New Britain was like the first one to comment, and he commented like hours ago. So he's the first one right there, like hours prior before, man. But yeah, what's up, man? Farney, of course. What's up, man? I was messaging him earlier, so glad to see you in there. Kat, of course. You know, the whole hating on pineapple shit. I'm still a little salty about it, but whatever. You will be allowed in the chat. Nobody's gonna ban you this time. You know.
She was right though on this part.
I'm gonna ban you, bro. Anyways, Tiki Tack, what's up, bro? Good morning to you, bro. It's not morning over here. It's about to be 7 p.m. over here, man. So, but good morning to you, bro. Ghost, of course, 1978. Don't forget to hit the like button, everybody, on your way in here, man. On your way in here, because it's gonna be a good show tonight, or this morning, according to Tiki Tack. But yeah. What's up, Ghost? John Deadmon. What's up, bro? Glad to see you there as well, man. Thomas O'Brien, what's up, man? Good to see you. But yeah, man, let's dive a little bit more into this, man. We're gonna be breaking down some debates and shit like that. I think we had some pretty good ones coming up, especially the main event, the main one that we're gonna be breaking down. I don't know if you guys saw the debate that Andrew Wilson had with Gary the Numbers guy. It's pretty epic debate, actually. I liked it a lot. It had a lot of twists and turns when I was first watching it, man. That one's a good one. And of course,
yeah, can't wait for that one.
That one's good. That one's like that's easily the best debate, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then along with that, we're gonna be breaking down that I don't know if many of y'all saw the debate that I had with Glenn Lawrence. That's a good one, man. That's actually, there's some backstory to that one that I'll get to once we get to that one. But the first one, of course, we gotta mention is I was told about this debate. I did end up watching quite a bit of it. It's not super combative. You know, it's two guys that you can kind of say that they have some mutual respect amongst each other anyways, based off of the debate, as far as I can see. I don't know their actual relationship or nothing, but it's Flow State versus Base Oracle, man. Now, I'm going to objectively, we're not going to spend too much time on this one because I think this one's a lot more formal, but it had some good points here that two guys that didn't necessarily have to call each other names. I mean, they made some jokes on each other here and there, but it was all in good fun with that debate. But yeah, I will say this though, Base Oracle. I would say that the positions that they both had, the topic was about do the rich pay their fair share in taxes, right? That's kind of like their main talking point with this particular debate. But I will say this: I did find myself agreeing with Flow State more so, and it's not because of my biases, because I think Base Oracle's a fucking idiot, right? But and what's up, fucking Grid One, man? What's up, man? Good to see you in the chat. Grid One here. But I will say, and Smoking Patriot, what's up, bro? Good to see you as well. Yeah, time debate. I know. The main event with Andrew's a time debate, but we got to go through it anyways because it was still fun. But nevertheless, going back to this first one here. Yeah, Base Oracle, if you guys remember, he did have a debate with Andrew Wilson quite a while back ago, man. I don't know how many months ago back when they had a debate with each other. It was about, is Andrew Wilson a grifter and a liar debate, which the topic alone is pretty silly, but it did make for some good entertainment. I will say that. But I remember I did interview Base before that debate. And if you guys remember, I had Base Oracle on interviewed him for maybe about an hour and a half or so. And before that debate, I messaged him. I said, hey, man, I know you're having some issues with Glenn Lawrence. That's going to be a topic to be brought up because it is kind of relevant to the Andrew Wilson topic as well. Would it be fine if I, send a link to Glenn if he wants to pop on later? And then I even said, like, if I could do it even with Andrew, it's up to you. You don't have to say, you could just say, no, I'm not comfortable with that. And I would have been fine with it. Been like, okay, cool. It is what it is. I did the same respect to even my interview with Alex from Playing with Fire. I did message him ahead of time, like, hey, man, would it be fine if if you want to bring on Andrew Wilson later? He just told me, you know what, man, I'm not interested in having like any type of mini debates with Andrew, etc. XYZ. I said, okay, cool, man. No big deal, bro. No fucking big deal. But I had the same respect with Base Oracle. Had the interview, Glenn came in and just totally debunked everything that he was saying within the interview. Totally got very embarrassed about it, I guess. And then later went on to say that I quote, set him up, right? I set him, I ambushed him. I think that was the word that he used.
Yeah, it was ambush. They
ambushed the guy, right? So we were all hiding behind some fucking bushes, just waiting for Base Oracle to cross the fucking line or some shit like that. I don't know how you ambush somebody if I tell him, like, would it be fine if I can bring this person on? And then him saying, yeah, go ahead. Oh, you ambushed me though. It makes no fucking sense. But he argued on that. So he's not a very good, can't say he's not a very good debater. However, he did better. He did better with Flow State, I must say. Really quick, Base Oracle can't debate himself out of a ham sandwich. Yeah, perhaps so. Perhaps so, man. Ghost says, I remember that, Jake. I told Base Oracle stop being YouTube police and become a parking meter maid. Yeah, dude, for reals, dude. And I swear, dude, Base is a guy that said I was disgenuine on everything. Like, I set him up and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, Jake, you would ask me to bring on these people and I would give you permission, but it's still an ambush. It's like some technique that you used, some Jedi mind tricks to get me to agree. I don't know what the fuck. Stupid argument. I even went on his panel and the panelists, the people that were on with him, for some reason agreed with that retarded logic. I don't get it. Didn't get it at all. Didn't get it then. Even if you explain it now, still doesn't make any fucking sense, if you ask me. But that's Base Oracle for you. He doesn't really make much sense.
I'm not out here blocking and banning and doing all this shit. Ironically, even though apparently Grid 1, Easy, Andrew, Glenn, they and their moderators happy to block all of us and have done that, to my understanding. That's bullshit, but they're allowed to. This is YouTube. They can do whatever they want to do as far as that goes. I don't do that. I haven't done that. Express your own thoughts. It's okay, haters. You're allowed as well. The only two people, to be clear, that are not allowed on at this moment are Spicoli. You still have 44 days, $100. And Ashley, you are now also banned. You've been banned for a few days. You have $97 or 97 days and a $100 application fee. And to both of you, would have to show that you changed. I'm not out here blocking and banning and doing all this shit. And Ashley, you are now also banned.
Yeah, so I gotta say, weird logic that this guy has. Very weird logic that Base Oracle has right now. Just saying.
He's gonna block him, Jake. He's gonna block him.
Yeah, I don't think any dude. And by the way, none of us blocked BO, man. I never. Well, I didn't. I don't know. I think Glenn just decided to not even work with the guy after he accused him of being a PDF file. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's worth.
One.
Yeah, I think that's something that's worth not working with somebody at that point, right? So I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, I got to take a piss and then head out to the studio. Oh, I think Grid wants. I don't know if he's addressing somebody else here. I didn't even read it at first there. I just saw Grid. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of like the logic on Base Oracle when it comes to his argumentation, dude. It doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm not out here banning people, and then he bans somebody. And it was probably before
banned.
You are banned, my friend. Now, I get it. If they hate pineapple on pizza, then you can ban them. That's what I usually do. I ban people that hate pineapple on pizza, and then that's where I would go with.
And you just lost like half of the crowd.
I know, right? Because I got shit on that.
Everybody was going against you yesterday, bro. Nobody liked this shit.
Bro, fucking pineapple and pizza is fucking awesome. I don't care what any of you fuckers say. All right. Rachel Wilson in the chat. Good to see you, Rachel. She says Base Oracle is still a subtard. I see. Yeah, he is still a subtard, Rachel. I mean, the history, especially the shit that he had with your husband, was just crazy ridiculous. But we're just kind of reviewing the Base Oracle debacle.
Wait, Andrew doesn't like the pineapple on pizza deal, right?
Yeah, he doesn't like pineapple. I don't know why. I thought he was a smart guy.
The pizza debate with Jake.
Well, he had a pineapple on pizza. Yeah, debate with Jake Rattlesnake actually.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah. Rattlesnake was talking about it on his stream, and I was like, dude, that's fucking. I haven't seen it yet. I need to find it. By the way, even Rachel, pineapple pizza gang in the house.
Yeah, it's for girls. It's okay.
Oh, that's gonna be your excuse now. Oh, it's for girls. Pineapple's for girls.
Right. Women eat, so it's okay.
Makes no sense. Again, you're as logical as Base Oracle, OJ. All right.
I learned from the
best. You learned from Base Oracle. Yeah, you did. You did. Chingo, man. Chingo. Really quick, super chat from Tiki Tack. Thank you so much for the $10, bro. I forgot. I got paid today, so you are getting paid too. Hey, man, I appreciate that so much. Appreciate it, Tiki Tack. He's a very big supporter of the Panelverse, 100%. So, again, and even Rachel, look, Rachel, she says, me and the King of Australia, right? Jake, the Rattlesnake over here, are going to be eating pineapple pizza when he visits this month, and we will definitely post pictures. Yes, please do that. Please do that. Speaking of which, well, I already made the announcement yesterday, but since there's more of you guys today, I will be doing a stream with Jake Rattlesnake, the King of Australia himself, January 15th. That is already booked and ready to go. So I will be on stream with Jake. We'll be talking some politics and stuff of that nature. So I think that's going to be a fun one. So I think that's a great one. Also, shout out to Thomas. Thank you for the membership, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Rachel goes ahead and says, Andrew will be eating his usual pepperoni and what? Jalapeno pizza. The fuck? Jalapenos on pizza? Okay. And I will make sure to point out to him that jalapeno peppers are also technically a fruit. Boom. Mic drop. Yes, Rachel, please debate him on that. That would be great. Flow State, thank you. Flow State's in the house. And I knew Flow State would be because he messaged me earlier. So I was like, cool. So Flow State will be here to kind of, and we're going to review the first debate, which would be Flow State versus Base Oracle. And I thought it was fun. I really like their setup for sure. I don't know I have no idea who hosted the live stream. I have no idea. But the setup here is just fucking hilarious. It's just like the setup here is just fucking funny. Really quick, Flow State says, I won't be for long. I have something at 8 o'clock. All right. Well, he's got like an hour or so. Wait, hold on. Grudgehead. What? Hold on. Jalapenos are good on pizza. You should know. Yeah. I should know that, right? I think everything spicy. Might as well just make everything spicy because I'm a Mexican. one of those people that crosses the border, right? But yeah, so I guess I don't know who hosted it directly, so I couldn't really find the debate. I found it on Base Oracle's channel, so I had to look it up. But this is it, and I like the setup, dude. Whoever this guy is, the fucking background alone, where he's just a judge now. He's literally just a judge. I thought that was fucking hilarious. This guy off the bat is already funny.
Court is now in session.
Court is in session, guys.
What are the humans doing?
All right, we're gonna fast forward. I think this is the intro.
Oral. I think it's based oral. Is it moral oral? I can't tell. I can't decide.
Moral oral.
All right, we're gonna go into.
Look at this setup.
Yes, we're gonna go into this here format, and I want to discuss what is the topic of this debate, gentlemen.
Why are you gay?
This is going to be a really long debate, gentlemen.
So Flo made an assertion that the rich don't pay their fair share is nonsense. And I'm taking the position of truth, of reality, of course.
Okay.
So,
Flo, do you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, the concept of the rich's fair share. I don't think it's. I think
so. Flow State's position is that the rich do pay their fair share. Base Oracle saying that they don't. Right. I think that's the more or less the positions here. But the weird thing about fairness is that it's kind of like an umbrella term. Like, what is actual fair? Like, that's something that has to be kind of debated before going into do they pay their fair share? Right?
Completely disastrous as possible. I'm going to try to ruin absolutely everything. And
Shadow Buddha.
Who do we trust most to flip a coin? First of all, who has a coin?
All right, Ghost. You're still talking shit, bro. All right, I'm gonna ban yourself again. Ban yourself again.
A pity. Oh, it's a dime. All right. Of course, since based Oracle is always heads. Head, green, or does the debate stage suit you?
Yeah, that's.
I like the setup here, bro. It's like a fucking political debate.
The rich do not pay their fair share, or do they? And let it roll.
All right. So, Flow State, would you agree that there are a plethora of deductions, ways that the rich can obfuscate paying?
Okay. Well, this is y'all's position here, wasn't it, Flow State? I don't know if it was in the beginning here, but
even the same tax rate as the poor.
No, I don't think so. I think that there are ways that the rich can shift, reduce, or minimize tax burdens, but unless they're doing specific deals with municipalities to get subsidies, they're not going to be like the poor. There's a whole class of people that actually get paid by the government annually. That's why you see all those temp tax season, right? So I don't think that as a percentage of income, the rich ever become net recipients like the poor.
Okay. Would you agree the top 400 earners, all billionaires?
Top 400 owners are all.
There's over 5,000.
We're talking about salaries or gross or income from all sources.
Well, I'm talking about billionaires.
Okay. And so they have the top amount of money. But
yeah, we're going to get into income, but I'm just saying billionaires.
Okay. So
right? That means they have $1 billion.
Again?
Right. So my question is, the top 400 earners in the U.S. are billionaires.
That makes sense.
Okay. So do you realize that the effective tax rate for billionaires, and this was in 2018, was just 23%?
The effective income tax rate.
Right. What they paid in income, their tax rate was less than the middle class, the lower class, which would pay 24.2%.
Yeah. The top earners probably don't earn income in the way that income tax is defined. They probably don't have jobs or get wages or salaries. They probably have investments and assets that appreciate. So
sure, they probably do. You're probably right, but that has nothing to do with the point.
Yeah, it does.
Their income, their effective income rate,
it directly
was cited
addresses
at 23%.
The point. Right. It directly addresses the point by saying the word income is misleading. As used in tax code, it's defining wage income, W-2 income, which rich people don't earn. They don't work for somebody else.
Right.
So it would make sense that they would not have tax on something that they don't actually earn.
So it would make sense to you that there's a loophole that they can pay less money percentage-wise, right?
It's
they
not,
can pay less of a percentage than even the poorest.
It's not a loophole. It's a technical term when used in tax code, but we use it colloquially when we're discussing these things. And so income, as income tax goes, is stuff that comes from specific activities like working at a job. But when we discuss it, we just think that it's any money that comes to us. So income tax only applies really to a small amount of money that rich people don't actually earn that category of money. They have other incomes off of other tax categories, and
like
they pay tax on that.
Like
capital gains, exactly.
Which is also lower than that 24%. So
as it should be. Capital gains is a disaster.
You're saying as it should be, but you admit that the lower class doesn't have access to do that. They're not able to
Correct,
do that.
they have no
obfuscate. Right, which inherently would be unfair.
What level of life isn't fair?
I mean, we're talking about equality of outcome. We're talking about equality of opportunity.
Why are we arguing the fairness of the tax code when we haven't even established that it's legitimate?
Fair share. Isn't that the name of the debate? Aren't we talking about fair share? And now you're asking.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like with fair share, as far as like the rich, they pay a higher percentage, right, in overall taxes. So usually what the left usually likes to argue is that you need to raise the higher percentage in order for them to pay the fair share argument, you know? But I want to get a definition. I don't think they're going over what fairness actually means, right? They're saying equal outcome of that. But you can make that argument on when it comes to people making money, right? We all have a fair opportunity to start businesses and grow, right? So you have the opportunity to make more money, but when you do that, you have to pay more in taxes. You know, I know they're kind of breaking down the numbers here, but yeah, I mean, so far it's kind of like we kind of got to define exactly what the fairness definition is. I did invite Flow State on. Hopefully he can come in and kind of break down a little bit more of his thought process for the debate with us, because I know he has to go somewhere at 8 o'clock or something like that, but I don't know if he's able to come in, but hopefully we can get him on. OJ, anything?
I mean, it sounds to me that Base Oracle is just trying to take the position as far as like the fair share, like what kind of like what ALC is right there going like, oh, tax the rich and all of these other things without even knowing like how the income is being made, and then also like they give back to the community with their business.
Yeah. Well, creating jobs, right? So, I mean, do they? Yeah, Flow State points fair definition out late. Oh, does he? Does he point it out a little bit later? Man, dude. Okay, because I think they go through that definition. I don't remember exactly where it was. Actually, great. We got Flow State on here to actually explain it himself with this. What's up, Flow State?
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned something. I was just listening. I hadn't even seen my Discord messages.
Well, actually, I did see it. I messaged you right now. I was just like, you know what? Let's bring Flow State because you have some time, right?
Yeah, I got a few minutes.
Okay, cool. So really quick, can you kind of explain, because you went through this entire debate here. I find it interesting. What exactly was Base Oracle's position on this? Is he saying that the rich inherently don't pay their fair share? And what does fair share mean?
So there's two slightly different arguments that we get into, or debates we get into. One, the one that I thought we were coming for was the concept of fair share at all. I don't believe that there is such thing as a fair share of something, because I view taxes as theft, and I think that it's an injustice to everybody who has to pay them. And so just like if you got graped, it wouldn't make sense that then I have to get graped too for my fair share, right? So that was the concept that I thought we were coming in with.
Okay.
Well, we ended up starting out. What he thought though is that we were just assuming that taxes are just or what. However, now he was just trying to argue the point that as a percentage, the rich don't pay a proportionate amount. So.
Oh, they don't pay a proportionate amount, but does he ever actually define what is that proportional amount? I know he brings up percentages. He says something around the income that they're paying is 23 compared to the middle class is 24.
I don't remember the specifics that he brings up, but we do touch on some exact numbers.
Okay,
a little later on, but he never does define exactly how you determine what a fair share is. Fair share is a subjective measure.
It's a subjective, yeah. That's what I'm saying. You guys kind of have to have an agreement of what fair share actually means, and then revolve the debate around that particular definition, right? Let's move on here. I want to kind of go because I know you guys get into the numbers here, and maybe you can kind of break it down a little bit for us.
Before it went down, check this out.
Okay, so I just want to, while you got it.
Yeah, you've got a few super chats to shout out if y'all want to do this now.
Hold on. Go a little bit more farther because the fuck is it buffering for?
Go back up.
There it is.
Okay, 52 to 98. That's about what I said.
It's close enough for government work. All right, continue.
Right.
If you are watching in my chat and you like what I'm saying because you're rich and you have this.
Hold on. You fast forward a little bit. There you go. That's when you get into the chart here. That's the part that I wanted you guys to kind of.
You are. The rich paying less than the middle class in terms of percentage, which you can argue is a much greater amount of money. I agree, obviously. But with that said, it affects them less. It doesn't stop their livelihood. So why do you think that it is fair that they pay less just because they use tax loopholes? Why would that be fair?
Sasquatch, can you share my screen backstage? Pretty small.
By the way, Flow State, the guy who's hosting it is this guy, Sasquatch, you said?
This is how I know you never watch my show.
Bro, I'm sorry. He doesn't look familiar. He doesn't look familiar to me. I don't know.
Caucasian Sasquatch.
Okay. At first, I thought he was generally specific at first. And I was like, no, that's not GS.
No.
That's not GS.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'll put his link backstage.
All right, cool. Yeah, put it backstage so I can give him a follow and everything so I can keep up with him. All right, let's move on here.
All right. The top is percentage of income earned. The bottom is percentage of income tax paid. You can see that the rich are paying, except for that sort of puke green color right there, where they lost a percentage point somehow. The rich are paying their fair share.
Oh yeah, that's my big percentage wise.
Yeah. This is just showing what they're right. So the top 21% earners are paying 40%
the top 1%
of their taxes.
That's the top 1%. It earns 21% of the income earned, but pays 40% of the income taxes paid.
Yeah, top 1%.
What is this
share of all income tax paid? 40%. That sounds about right.
Federal income taxes and the adjusted gross income.
Here, I'm putting it in the back chat. It's heritage.org.
So what's Base Oracle's argument here that they should be paying more than 40% as far as of all income tax paid? More than 40%? What should it be? 50, 60, 70?
Like Ghost says, just his goalposts have wheels on them.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. That's why. But yeah, you should have. Did you ever ask him that question? Like, what is the percentage then? If not that is fair, then what would be?
I asked him what fair was. He wouldn't describe fair, so I didn't even get to the specifics of a percentage that would be fair.
Okay, I got you. Because yeah, I'm kind of curious because it doesn't make sense if he's denying this chart. And this is an accurate chart. I've looked it up before. When it comes to taxes, yeah, the rich, especially the top 1%, pay the vast majority, and then I think it's the top 10 pay the other half, and then it trickles down from there.
Grid was having an aneurysm in the chat.
Dude, I found out about this debate because of Grid 1. I was on the show with him, and he was like, "Yeah, bro."
I know that's another reason I know you don't watch my shit.
Dude, you weren't streaming it. I went to your channel and I was like, "Where the fuck?"
I was streaming it on. I've got another channel, The Powdered Dusty, because YouTube keeps messing with my monetization on Flow State.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, then I got to follow that one too. Then
I still have both of them, but yeah, I'll put that in the back too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so that way I can have that one as well. All right, let's move on here.
All right, I'm looking at it.
Tap out.
Work right. It's your screen. I'm over here trying to get rid of it. I didn't kick mine completely out. Anyway, fair share, huh? 40%, huh? Almost half, and 1%.
The top 1% pay almost half of the total taxes. Is crazy.
And this is derived from income, not in counting. Are we counting things like capital gains? And
I honestly, I didn't dig that deep into this.
No, it did. It did. That was the total all incomes is 40%, and then I think the individual income is what was it, 21, right? So I mean, I don't know what else.
But I bet because I knew that base would be right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yep.
You couldn't see it on the screen or what?
yeah, I'll tell you this much: whatever tax bracket I happen to be in, I am certain I'm paying too much.
And we the poors thank you for it.
Yeah, I would say eat you. That's what it's all about, right?
So I'm also putting in the chat here, in the back chat. It looks like yours was 2018.
Can you share the
screen?
Yeah,
2018.
Yeah. Let's. Okay, 2018.
Yeah, put it in the back. Let me open it.
So did you guys decide to wear the same jacket?
Oh, ladies, he's presenting.
Yeah, they decided to match. They literally decided to match, bro.
I decided to match. We popped up backstage and we weren't matching, but I saw that he was wearing that and I was like, shit, hold on.
Oh, did you do that shit on purpose? Did you really?
I did that shit on purpose. Yeah.
That's fucking funny, dude.
So just to be clear, your source is the Biden-Harris administration.
No, no, it's the White House.
Right, which was whose White House was it then?
Okay, yours
Biden, the most liberal, wonky administration in history. But go ahead.
Okay,
We'll look
and
at it.
yours was Obama?
No, my source wasn't Obama.
No.
Well, I'm just saying correlation, right? That's who was in 2018 to the end of right.
That's one. Yours is directly from.
No, it was Trump.
Yours is directly from
Federal
the politician that's trying to justify their agenda. Mine was from a third party organization that, while it is political, has a political slant, it is not a politician.
All right. Either way, let's look at the data here. Billionaires
look
pay
at
an
it.
average federal individual income tax rate of just 8.2%.
Hold on.
Okay. So real quick. So he wants to bring up the White House. This is under Joe Biden. It's claims the what was it again? It was federal income tax rate.
I zoned out.
Average federal individual income tax rate. Okay. So 8.2% is the federal, and of course this comes from the White House administration under. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Joe Biden, of course. But even the chart
he kept telling him Obama. I think he mistook the year. That was technically
that was Trump. Yeah, that came from 2018. That wasn't Obama. So,
yeah.
And I think he just did that because he's like, oh yeah, well, let me get another president that was wonky. No, in 2018, Trump was the president, not Barack Obama. So that's another thing there. Good point. But yeah, at this point, he's trying to scramble in with this, and I don't know if he shows a chart.
Average federal individual
income tax rate. That is a very specific, jargony tax line.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, mine is
okay.
specific.
I just want to hold it vague.
Are we going to be vague?
No, I want you to hold it. I want you to hold it in your brain because this is probably being used intentionally deceptively. What I'm saying is this reads like something that the average person is going to go, oh, their money, but in reality, it's a very specific line item that, like I said earlier, the rich don't have individual income tax typically because they don't have individual income typically. They own assets. They don't work jobs.
We're talking about federal taxes.
I know.
Okay, federal taxes. It's very simple. Of just 8.2%. Right? And this isn't all of the rich. This is the wealthiest 400 billionaire families. So it is a subset of the rich. Right? Because this isn't all inclusive of the rich. But just to make a point here.
Okay. Okay, so would you say that only the one, because I'm not too sure, but I would consider that the 1% is also millionaires, not just billionaires. So if you take that into consideration, based off of the chart that Flow State gave us, it goes up to 21% of this is individual taxes. Now, this is a very specific one here. And this only targets billionaires, just only billionaires. So this doesn't actually include the entire 1% of the United States, right? So again, he wants to use this one particular substack of data in order to prove that they're not paying their fair share. But again, you at that point, I don't even know what fair share means on his definition. It just sounds like he's using AOC talking points, and I didn't know Base Oracle was this fucking liberal, bro.
Well, he was just moving around trying to win. He just wanted to win at this point.
Okay.
And like Go said, he moved the goalpost so many times, but I was okay with. I saw him doing that, and I was fine with it because I can just keep putting them down, right? I can just follow him around and keep putting him down wherever he wants to go, and make it more decisive.
Yeah, no shit, man. But yeah, this data just like one specific thing. I don't know if he brings up other one. Yeah, at this point, he's just trying to win, and I get you on that.
Okay. And Flo, you're allowed to drive a Lamborghini tomorrow. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to go buy a Ferrari. Does that help you?
And I have done a lot of. I do my own taxes, and I have for all of my adult life. I've deducted a lot of things. All the guns. I forfeited $100,000 worth of guns in my criminal plea deal. I tax deducted that shit. I tax deducted the safes that were blowtorched open when the police raided me. I'll deduct all this shit I'm talking to you on, right? So you don't need to have money to hire people to figure out this stuff. It's nobody's fault but your own if you don't, or the universe's, if you don't have all the resources it requires to use all the resources in existence.
Yeah, no shit.
And again, that's an equality of outcome issue.
No, I'm talking equality of opportunity in terms of. Okay, do they not use lawyers? Do you think they do their own taxes? You don't think they have accountants and lawyers and
what is the opportunity?
What does that have to do with it? Yeah,
well, having those people
no.
cost money give an opportunity.
What is the opportunity in this equation?
Oh, the opportunity is to obfuscate paying their fair share of taxes.
Okay, the opportunity is to take advantage of the tax code, right?
Right.
What is prohibiting the poor from taking
money
opportunity?
Money.
Are there any barriers?
Money is the barrier.
That's circumstantial. There's no imposed.
Look, it can't be
barrier.
Circumstantial if we've ascertained the poor is poor, the middle class is middle class. Because if they weren't, then they'd be the rich. And then
being able to hire an expensive lawyer or accountant That's an outcome.
Yeah, progressive tax code trying to argue against it is
Doing the action leads to an outcome. Sure.
So
Yeah, so you are
could be
you are
bad.
you are
I'm-
arguing for equity.
Yeah,
What do you think
progressive
about
politics.
UBI?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's arguing. Yeah, that's this chatter just got it right. Yeah, Base Oracle's just arguing progressive politics. That's all he's doing. Is just progressive politics. And I will say this: Base Oracle kept his cool, and so did Flow State. I think this debate was actually really well done. Probably, actually, I would say in good faith. You're cool with Base Oracle, right? Flow State.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So this was definitely done in good faith because I noticed you guys were joking around with each other. Even the post debate, you guys seem to be pretty good. But overall, yeah, it seemed like Base Oracle's just trying to win using progressive talking points. But I didn't know he was this much of a liberal. I thought he had some type of a conservative bone.
Yeah, there's no bad blood anywhere on this panel until later on after the debate when Denizen comes up, if you know him. But I don't know that I believe he is as liberal as he's behaving in this debate. I don't know for sure, but I suspect that he's just being competitive at that point.
Do you think he just took the position that he knew was wrong just to debate you and try to win?
I think that the position he wanted to take is just a simple math one. Like, look, this is the rich and this is what they pay, and it's not right. But he was mistaken on both, on how those metrics are tabbed up and on who's paying what.
Yeah, I can see that definitely 100%.
I think he thought that he had a slam dunk position.
Yeah, well, again, I can't believe he didn't actually just did a simple Google search like you did by getting a simple chart, just by stating that, yeah, the tax pay the majority, almost half of.
But see, if you do a simple Google search, there's so many hit piece articles out there that are saying this rich that it's way more easier to find his stuff to support his position. You have to really get down into it, and like I said, I've got an econ degree. I was a banker for 10 years, and I have done my own taxes my whole adult life. I understand this stuff better than the average bear.
Yeah, no, it seems like you do, man. That's the thing. Like, even with this debate, I would have to do a lot more like debate prep in order to kind of make the argument that he's making, or even an argument in general, right? Like, I don't have the stats at the top of my head, so this is something that definitely you have to prep for. But it seems like you didn't. It seems like you didn't prep that much, Base Oracle.
I didn't. The only prep I did was to put on a green hoodie. I prepped zero.
That's what I was gonna say. You didn't bring out too much stats, but the stats you brought were just fucking home runs.
And that one I just found on the fly. I knew how to look for it because I knew what the reality was already.
Yeah. Okay, I thought Base Oral Sex was in the reality base. That's what he said in his opening statement, but I guess not. I guess not, man.
Yeah, no,
but
he did say that. But that's anytime anybody claims reality or objectivity, you just can't make that claim.
Yeah, everybody's biased to a degree. I can totally understand that, right? Real quick, is there any other part of the debate that's kind of a little bit more that you want to break down yourself?
Man, I don't remember what I had for breakfast. I don't remember what happened. I got a shitty memory. Don't put me on the spot like that.
Okay, all right, fine. Fair enough, Base Oracle. Fair enough. I mean, Base Oracle, Flow State, bro. Flow State. Fair enough. I just insulted you, bro. My bad. You're not that.
It's okay. It's okay. It won't be the last time, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you guys both have like compound word names, kind of.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of syllables there.
Yeah, a lot of syllables, bro. I have Flow State, Based, Oracle. It's 2. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You just need one syllable for a name, bro. One syllable, Jake. That's it. Boom.
Project VO podcast. How many syllables is that?
It's like 7, right? But that's just the name of the channel. I don't go by that as my name, right?
Whatever you say, Project VO podcast.
Okay, thank you, Flow State.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro. By the way, so Grid 1 was one that told me about the debate, so that's why I checked it out, and I was just like, man, this is really good faith. But I think Base Oracle didn't do a horrible job compared to the debates that I've seen him with, like Andrew Wilson. He did another one with Playing with Fire. I think he did. Yeah, he did one with Playing with Fire. Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, he did a lot better. Like, it seems like he's getting better, but he still didn't. Well,
I only saw part of the Andrew Base Oracle one, and I would say that I debated more friendly than Andrew did.
Yeah, no, 100% you did. But you also have to realize Base Oracle was attacking Andrew for like months.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just saying, like, I didn't stomp his face into it because I like Base Oracle.
Okay.
Probably gonna get shots fired at me for that, but
you should.
But Andrew didn't do that, and I don't know how I didn't even know he had a debate with Alex.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, I think the Andrew Wilson Base Oracle debate was just gloves off. I'm gonna fuck you up. That's really where Andrew was going with, and then Base Oracle, even the evidence that he brought up with that can be easily debunked through logic. It's very hard to prove that somebody is, by your standards, a grifter, right, liar, etc., based off of what you're claiming that he lied about, right?
Again, if I remember correctly, and I didn't watch the whole thing because there was no point, but did he ever? I think that in that case as well, he didn't define what the thing was that he was claiming, right? Like he never defined fair shares. Did he ever define grifter?
No, he didn't. You know, even people use the term grifter in many different ways as well, right? So that's kind of like a thing that you have to kind of define before going in there, so you know what you're talking about. You know? So that's my point there. But I enjoyed the debate. Look, it was only an hour long, and then you guys kind of ended it, and then you did.
It could have been 15 minutes.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it's kind of getting redundant, but I did sit through the majority of it, but it wasn't too much to break down. But I wanted to because I wanted to do 3 reviews today, and you and Base Oracle was kind of like the latest one, so I wanted to do that one. But what do you call it, dude? I don't know how much time you have, but did you see? I don't know if you probably didn't, but did you see the debate that I had with Glenn Lawrence? He had it on his channel.
No, I didn't. When was that?
That one was we actually did that one the day that I interviewed Alex from Playing with Fire.
Okay.
And it was actually like right after the interview. And it was a good time. Like I had Glenn on there and we were all, chilling out and everything like that. And after the debate after the show was over, we started talking for about an hour after the show was done. Me and Glenn, Michelle was in there. Jack Napier showed up and we're all just chatting. And then eventually me and Glenn had a little bit of an argument, right? But
an argument.
Yeah. His claim was basically like he had stated that men that have an issue with body count is all cope, right? That any man that has an issue with body count is purely cope. And I said, well, I disagree with that. So we kind of argued a bit, and then Glenn said, hey man, you know what? Let's do a formal debate on it. And it was like right after the show. So we were on stream for about 3.5 hours before we did it. No prep, nothing. And I was already, 3.5 hours in with some booze, but it was a fun one. And I think I won, but of course Glenn will tell you otherwise that Glenn won this debate. But at the end of the day, it was a fun one. I'm not too sure if you saw it. But I did want to break this one down because obviously I was involved, and this is another debate one. Before.
Oh yeah. No, do your thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Actually, I better get out of here anyways.
Okay.
Thank you for having me up.
Yeah.
Salute to the chat.
Yeah. Anytime, bro. Pop on. Anytime, man. You gotta jump on. Actually, I need to jump on your show because you're complaining that I don't watch it. So
you got to start watching it. You got to know if you're not going to recognize Sasquatch, who's on every single stream with me.
Shit.
I know that you don't watch that shit.
Wait a second. Is he on? Is he the one that has like the dark background?
Yeah.
Like
did you deduce that from what we literally just watched?
Bro, no, dude. His background was a fucking court. What are you talking about? I was like, I remember that dude. Okay, so then I am familiar. I've seen him. I've seen him before. But I didn't recognize his name or anything like that.
Nice recovery.
Oh, well, there you go.
Where's
there you
my...
go. But anyways, Flo, do you got another show to go to? Like what?
Yeah, I've got another debate at 8. It's not on my channel. It's on a different channel. I put the link backstage if you're interested in it. I'm not gonna announce it because you got your own thing going on. But if you look for shit to debate or to review in the future, I did put the link backstage.
Okay, yeah, I have all the links right now, so I'm gonna make sure to check them all out, man. But yeah, thanks for coming on, bro. You're welcome anytime, and yeah, I'll see
Appreciate
you.
you.
Have a good one. All right, guys. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, me and Glenn did have this debate. He titled it "Body Count is Cope" debate, of course, with me. But yeah, we kind of had a little bit of a back and forth, and Glenn was making the claim that men who have an issue with body count have that issue because they can't have sex with these girls, and if they did fuck them, they wouldn't be able to physically please a woman. That's essentially Glenn's position on that, and we're gonna go over this. And like I said, I think there was some twists and turns, and it was a fun one, man.
Is body count.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money
The
on
hell's
cake
this?
every done.
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh, never fresh.
Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. I'm on my other YouTube. Fucking okay. All right. Hold on, guys. I need to switch back to the Project Vealpod channel here. I don't like those ads. Can't be doing ads on here. What the hell is this? They're not paying me for that.
I was about to say.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, hold the fucking phone, man. I ain't getting paid to fucking show these ads. I'm gonna do this ad free because fuck that shit. Hold on, let me find it again. Found it on Glenn's channel. There it is. Okay. All right, here you go. Let me just switch to our opening. There it is. All right. There you go. Now we have it here.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Glenn Lawrence Presents, a production of Men. We have an opening prelim debate between Glenn and Jake for this evening is body count cope? And I will keep it short and pass it over to Glenn for his opening statement. I do understand that he has an affirmative position on that. So go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Michelle. This is going to be a really quick ass whooping here.
And by the way, Glenn was correct. It was a really quick ass whooping because I gave him a very quick ass whooping, right? OJ, come on, bro.
Yeah, dude, he didn't have a good position, dude.
It was a very hard position. You'll see here. Just listening to his open statement alone is kind of like, whoa, bro. Geez, always advertising, Jake. The People's Pod, bro. The People's Pod. Grid One says body count is cope on both sides. No, I'm going to disagree with that.
You know,
go here.
Jakey boy is going to get a whooping, but this is my position. I believe that I'm not disputing whether or not body count, a person's body count can affect their ability to pair bond. We already know that science does promote that and shows and demonstrates that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that guys that are complaining about a woman's body count is cope. One, you're never going to know exactly how many dicks has been inside that woman's vagina. You're never going to know. So to assume that you do know, you must be doing so out of fear. Either trying to reject her before she rejects you because you're out of her league, or you're doing so because you don't believe that you could actually satisfy her better than the previous dick that was inside her. So you reject her before embarrassment. You know, I'll just end my opening statement with wise words from Nuclear Cadillo, who says, assume she's promiscuous,
Pearl's
but don't
boyfriend, by
obsess
the way,
over it.
OJ.
The guys that are obsessing over the girl's alleged body count or assumed body count is already assuming that she's promiscuous, but they're obsessing over it. And that's part of the cope.
Thank you, Glenn. Jake, to you for your opening statement.
Yeah. So here's what we have to go through. The cope aspect when it comes to body count. I believe that men have legitimate reasons for promiscuous women in today's day and age. Now, high body count is obviously a component of which why men complain about women in today's dating market. This would also include women that have a vast majority of options over men. I'm not saying that they should complain about it. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that the fact that you want to say that it's only because that
the cope gang.
It's just for the sheer factor that they cannot satisfy a woman, or they're just rejecting them purely on because they can't fuck them, could be a component of that. But the overall picture of how the feminist movement has currently had the dating market, I don't blame men for saying that, hey, I think promiscuous women is a pretty bad deal, and I don't blame them for not wanting to deal with these women in the first place. Now, however, Glenn's argument is that these individuals are doing it purely on the aspect that they can't fuck them, and if they did, it's because they can't satisfy them. That's the part that I would reject. And with that, I'll end my opening statement.
So, Jake, do you think that guys that are not fucking women know how to fuck women and satisfy them?
You mean virgins?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't have experience. So
Off the bat,
so
dumb
wouldn't they
question.
reject the women that have been properly fucked?
No.
Okay. So yeah, no, of course not. Here's the thing: a virgin guy, of course, will if they can get laid, they will, right? Usually, if they haven't had sex, then they're more likely to take a whore that has 3,000 bodies. But doesn't mean that they want to marry them. And just because they talk shit and say I have a problem with that, nothing wrong with that. Because we'll get into the stats on all this. Because again, if you want to shame dudes for shaming women and just calling it cope, yeah, I would disagree. Maybe there could be a component of that, but no, in today's age, there's a lot of reasons to complain, or at least have issues with women when it comes to promiscuous behavior and especially body count, right?
No,
I think so.
No. In fact, you even see this when it comes to social media. A lot of these women that are on Instagram, for example, that post thirst traps. And these are women that aren't even in, like, they're not models or anything like that. You can see this even with women that aren't even attractive. You see a big case of men simping for these individuals.
Yeah,
especially if they're virgins.
Especially fucking.
Yeah, I know. Especially if they're virgins. That doesn't. Of course, that would resort to that they can't have sex with them. But they're still advocating to promote them and saying they're not calling them whores. They're saying, yes, baby, you're beautiful.
Yeah,
that's what we see.
You know who's calling women whores? The guys that are fucking them. Because they're making them whores.
Okay, but we're talking about the guys. Okay, great. So therefore, the ones that can't do it? What's your argument that the simps that cannot get laid are still glorifying these women's?
Yeah, the simps are coping to them because
how
wanting to get laid.
How they're not calling them whores, bro?
They're trying to appeal to them.
Yeah, by not calling them whores, they're calling them beautiful.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with their body count? You don't even know if their girl's a whore. You just know that she's posting a thirst trap picture. What is a whore? What is a slut? What is a hoe?
Okay, go ahead and answer those questions, Glenn. Give me the definition of what you define as a whore.
What is a promiscuous woman? What do you define as a promiscuous woman?
What do you define as that? I'll start with that.
We want to go about my definition?
No, we'll go about each other. We'll shoot it out first.
Okay, a slut, hoe. Okay, well, we know a whore exchanges money, prostitute, right, for sexual favors. Sluts do it for free. Hoes do it on the low. There you go.
Okay.
So yeah, so a hoe and a slut by that definition will be the same thing. I mean, I guess a hoe does it on the low and a slut is just proud of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
I mean, even then, the thing is, what do they all have in common?
They're all fucking dudes. A whole lot of dudes. Okay, a slut's
for
a
money
slut,
and
right?
not money or any of that. Like, they're still. Who cares? Like how they're doing it for?
Yeah, slota is a slota, regardless of that. But I get. There's a difference between a prostitute, sure, and a chick that is fucking for free. I can see the definition there, but whether she does it on the down low or not, you can have a prostitute doing it on the down low. Does that make her a hoe prostitute or a slut? Can they be a slut and a prostitute at the same time? Again, these are just slur words for shaming. That's all it is. But Grid One says, also, sex is literally the easiest and least important part of a relationship. Really, and least important part of the relationship. I know Glenn believes sex is the glue that holds a relationship together, but that is cope in and of itself. Yeah, actually, I can agree with that. Yeah, there's more components than just sex. I would say sex is a important one, but yeah, the more you have intimacy with your partner, the better the sex will be and the more connection you'll have. This is called pair bonding, right? The more you're paired with the partner, the better sex that you'll have, etc. Doesn't mean cheating is not going to happen, right? We're not making that argument, but I can agree with Grid One on that one. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do it on the low. So again, let's do this. The hoes do it on the low. How many body counts do they need in order for them to be hoes?
From my opinion,
yeah,
I'll say 10 or more in today's society.
So let's say double digits.
Yeah, 10 or more. You might be flirting into the hoe flow.
Yeah, no, you know what? I'll agree with you that. So within that ratio of like double digits, 10 or up, right? Then we can probably consider them to be hoes. Now, let me ask you this: do you think the vast majority of women in, let's say, the United States are hoes?
Oh yeah, I think the vast majority fall into double digits.
Okay, well, according to stats, that's not the case. According to stats, the average body count of a woman in a lifetime is 7.
Yeah, you know what? According to those stats, those are self-reported. And how many bitches do you know that tell the truth?
Okay. According to those stats, they're self-reported. I mean, well, yeah, no kidding, man. We have to go by self-reporting. We can't actually break into homes and see who's how many sex partners somebody has, right? But this is Glenn trying to say, no, well, every girl is a hoe. Ignore those stats. Ignore those. That's not the case. However, I would say 7. I think it was 7 point something. You can round it off to 8. It's still very much a lot of dudes. I'm out, Jake. Stop by if I am still live at the end. Yeah, bro. Definitely. Brig, thank you for stopping by, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, the point being though is that everything, you know, in the context of this type of stats, you do kind of have to go through self-reporting, right? That's kind of you can't really avoid it. Okay, great. So then your argument. Okay. So your argument. Hold on. So Glenn, your argument is I don't believe it, and that's fine. Fair enough. I get you. Women do lie, Glenn. Women do lie.
Self-reported.
Great. Okay. So can you give me a counter? Can you give me a counter study that states that on average women have 10 or more body counts?
Oh, actually, yeah, there was one that says the average women's body count is 30 today. So let me pull it.
By the way, I need to see that
give me
stat.
It's gonna take me a minute.
I've never seen that before.
But yeah, according to what I have,
I gotta ask Glenn for that
lifetime partner.
It wasn't brought up on this one, right?
Yeah, but
oh yeah, he brought it up. I think he read it out loud to me. But I didn't see the caveats though, because something like that says the average is 30 bodies. They could be doing a subcategory similar to like the base Oracle flow state debate there. I don't know if it's 30 women from the age of 18 to 60, or if it's 30 of women that are like 40 years old, right? I don't know what the case is there. But that's according to Glenn. Glenn apparently said that he found that study. I've never seen it, but nevertheless, that's what he's going by to make his argument that all women are on average hosts, right?
What year was that stat done?
This is survey of 2017. Oh, 2019. I'm sorry.
Okay, so actually, I take that back. The average woman's body count is in 2024 is 25 to that's the ages. Let me get it.
25. God.
No, I'm sorry, wrong one.
25, bro. What the fuck?
Here we go. It says that the average. No, these are dated back in 2017.
Today,
it's probably the same numbers that you have in 2017.
Yeah, I was wondering where he saw that.
I'm looking.
I don't know. Every time that I go look somewhere, it's just saying it's between 4 to 8.
Okay, so you can't find it. We'll ask Glenn for it. We'll ask Glenn for it because I couldn't find it either. But
yeah, because this one it just shows that most of it is saying like anywhere between 4 to 8 is the average.
Yeah. That's why. That's the same one that I got.
Here we go.
And this is woman's body count, by the way.
Age group.
Yeah.
20 to 24. The average sexual partners a woman has had from the ages 20 to 24, anywhere between 3.1 to 17.2. Average age of women 24 and 25 and up is 25.6.
25.6, and that's a study in 2024. You stated.
Yes. Oh, 2023, March of 2023.
Okay, so he didn't name the ages. Just the year before. He didn't name the ages. That was my bad there. So he didn't name the ages, but it's still a study that I need to kind of look at to see where they obviously it'll be self-reporting, but how they did it, what was the who they surveyed, etc. If they surveyed nothing but 24-year-old strippers, then the numbers could be skewed, right? But we'll take a look at it whenever. I'll ask Glenn for it, and I'll take a look at it before. Now, based off that study from at least 2019, 2017, it's skyrocketed about fucking quadruple. Is that more or less the claim there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to look at what also has taken place at that time. You got OnlyFans.
Sure.
The pandemic.
So, great. So this actually backs up my claim to where when you have a society where the body count was as low as it was, now all the way quadrupling to what your claim is 25 in a lifetime, right? You said that's crazy.
No,
25?
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. Okay, great.
25 point. Let me pull it up again. Real quick.
Great.
25.6. Yes.
Great. So in a world where we have women being boss babes and we have the feminist movement and including like media, for example, movies such as the recent Netflix movie where they're having black women deliver mail and saying they're powerful, XYZ, to where we, as a society, we actually advocate for women to get their bag over having a family. This would lead into reproduction in a longer aspect. I believe the marriage rate to get married at an age is like 30, right? Somewhere around there. I think we can agree. Okay, cool. So obviously women
there's a lot of factors that contribute into that are just not, that has to do with anything other than, you could just say the financial aspect of it. People are not able to financially sustain, until later on in life. So
sure. And then
it doesn't have anything to do with women and their whores.
Well, obviously we already established that 10 and up, that would mean that they're whores, right?
No, we established that. We said hoes, not whores.
Sorry, hoes on the down low. The
DL.
Yeah, the down low.
So
taking that number into consideration, if women that are having sex on the down low have an average of 10 or up, you would consider them hoes, correct?
Absolutely.
So we have a pandemic of hoes.
No, we have an epidemic of hoes. Not
epidemic of hoes. Okay, great. Epidemic of hoes. Okay, great. So my claim is that men, on average, actually have a lot to complain about in today's society because of feminism. That it doesn't necessarily mean that because they can't have sex with this woman, or they can't, if they do have sex with that woman, it's because they can't lay down pipe well enough. Isn't necessarily a conclusion to say that they're coping. It could also be that the fact that we have so much promiscuity in today's society that men know this, and thus they want to get the least amount of body count as possible. So even if a guy, and trust me, we even see this with simps, like on Facebook, you can see that on Instagram, that these gentlemen, even though you say that they're coping, the vast majority of these guys actually encourage these women to post thirst traps on their social media accounts, bro. So I wouldn't say, if you're going to say anything's coping, it's them encouraging these women, if anything, and they're not going to get laid by them either way.
Yeah. So what is your plan then? Tell me, what's your plan?
Okay. So this one, first off, I totally smoked Glenn on that point right there, because again, my argument is it's not necessarily coping, even based off of those metrics that he gave me. Just using his numbers is actually backing up my claim even more, even though I said the average was 8, right, OJ? Yeah. So he wants to say, no, it's 25 because every chick's a whore. That's backing me up by saying, no, it's not cope when they have an issue with body count because they can't lay pipe on them. It's necessarily because, guess what? A lot of dudes don't really want to wife up or have a girlfriend that is a hoe or a slut or a prostitute, right? Now, some guys will do it. I get you there. Maybe they can lay pipe down and that's why they're okay with it. I have no idea. He goes into the argument of full whittling, so maybe that's the only exception, that dudes with that can lay pipe down will accept a slut. I don't know, which we'll get to that because I did ask him in a pretty specific way, right, OJ? On that, but we'll get to that right now. You want me to give you a solution to the problem?
Yeah, give me a solution.
So yeah, this is
because I'm going to point out that your solution
he's pivoting to something else here. I haven't even told you my solution.
Right.
Yeah, so he's pivoting to a solution. Yeah. We're not arguing a solution. We're arguing whether it's cope or not. So I already knew he's trying to pivot to something completely different because I pwned him on that point. So he wants to pivot to something that has nothing really to do, which is the solution. I did humor him, and then I asked him the same question back.
Because I'm going to point out that your solution to the problem is not a solution, and actually,
I haven't even told you my solution.
Well, I can guarantee you I can know it. So go ahead.
Okay, so you're already predicting my solution before anything, right?
I predict yes, because you're Mexican.
Okay, great. Well, you're white, so I think I'm Italian. You might be a white liberal, and that's because you're in California.
I'm a spice bean.
You are in California, Glenn, so you might actually be a white liberal. You are white in Cali.
Wow.
I don't know. I haven't seen your voting status. You say that you voted for Trump, but who knows?
I'm not the one with bleach hair. I'm not the one with destiny.
What does that matter? And it's funny, dude. Glenn's not the only one that does this to me, because there's a lot of people that when they're arguing with me and shit and they're trying to get some kind of ad homs on me, they'll be like, well, I'm not the one with bleached hair, right? They just talk about the hair. And I'm just like, okay, bro, who gives a shit? I guess, yeah, I bleached my hair. So what? It's turning black again. Don't worry, all right? It'll be gone,
he was there. So thank Teriak for that one.
Yeah. You know what? I'll even tell you this. I might bleach it again just because the only ad hominem attacks that they have on me is my hair. So I got to give them something. I'll bleach it again so that way they can have some type of funny insult that has nothing to do with anything. And it's just like nobody, bro, like who gives a shit?
This time painted blue. Match your chair.
Nah, I ain't gonna go that retarded, bro. I ain't going that retarded. But I'll do the bleach, perhaps, maybe, if I remember. I doubt it. Project VealPod, you should have asked if a Christian man wanting to, wait until marriage with preferably a virgin is cope. Actually, that is a really good question, but I didn't want to bring up the religion argument because the reason why I didn't want to bring up the religion argument is because that can often go into a totally different subject. That's kind of like its own fucking branch here. But I should have brought it up. Actually, I should have done that.
I think the only thing you guys brought up about if any form of religion is church girls and OnlyFans girls.
Oh, well, here's the thing. The post before we went live, Glenn, I think it was Jack Napier, because Jack Napier, when he was first hearing the argument between me and Glenn Lawrence, he was saying, you know what? Both of you guys are right. You know, he does believe that men that talk shit can't fuck them, and that's cope. But at the same time, Jake brings up a lot of points that it's not necessarily the case a lot of the times, you know? So Jack was kind of playing the middle game, kind of the devil's advocate with things. And that's because Jack is he's a red pill guy. He's a full-on red pill dude. So he understood where Glenn was coming from. However, the arguments that I was giving out, I don't think sustain too much water when you put it to a cross-examination to a very detailed degree, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of get it. That would have been a good question, but I didn't go that route. I probably should have, but I think that would have opened up a whole bunch of Pandora's boxes there. Not Destiny, you didn't dye it this color, but okay, let me go on. Your question again, can you clarify that for me again?
Yeah, what is your solution?
Okay, the solution to that. So again, I don't claim to have the all-out bees-alls of solution. I don't think you do either. But if I were to actually put a solution to this, it's the same thing for anything. It's to promote the nuclear household. When it comes to men within the household, whether it's a man raising boys or raising girls, a father in the household usually leads to less teen pregnancies in women and less education. When you have a male in the household, they're likely to do better in school. They're more likely to stay out of prison. Girls are more likely to not get pregnant at teenagers, and etc. What we need to promote is the nuclear family. And as a byproduct of that, we're going to have less promiscuity within our community.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. So Glenn, at this point, he wants to go after me and kind of put me through a cross-examination on that. Now, I didn't let him, because before I answered the question, I told him I was going to ask the same question back. And that's one component there. I can go on with like media, etc., but I'll stay about that. But that's a big component for that.
All right.
What about your solution? What's your solution then?
So first of all, let me just go ahead and break this down for you.
What's your solution, Glenn? Can you answer my question first before you break down what I'm saying?
I let you do a lot of explaining, and then you got to the answer.
It was like 1 minute, bro.
So let me do a little bit of explaining.
Can you answer my question first?
I will. I'm going to do it in a sequence order so that everything is explained. So
okay. So you're going to answer to me and then give the solution.
No. I'm going to tell you what
the solution first.
No. You're just going to listen, and then.
So you're not going to give me your solution. You're just going to ask.
I will give you my solution. I will answer.
So I answer your questions. You don't answer mine. That's fine.
I am going to answer your question, but I'm going to do like a monologue thing, and just go. All right.
Okay,
so
you're gonna do a monologue. Go for it.
Yeah. Here we go.
So I'm gonna let Glenn rant here.
You're saying that it's the sexual promiscuity. Well, women cannot be sexually promiscuous if dudes are not fucking them. So the ones that are fucking them are not complaining about whether or not a woman is being promiscuous or not. It's the dudes that are not fucking them that are complaining about these women's promiscuity. Now, listen. Now, when you get that factor in there, who's marrying these girls? Because these women are still getting married. These women are still getting wiped up. These women are getting wiped up by the guys that are complaining about their body count. Okay? So them complaining about their body count is irrelevant because they're still going to marry them. Because at the end of the day, guys are trying to get laid. Okay? They want pussy. So they're going to still marry the hoe. The hoe's still getting married. We don't have an epidemic of hoes not getting married or not getting marriage proposals. We have an epidemic of hoes that guys end up marrying. Now, the obsessing over the body count is irrelevant. You will never know her number. You're not with her 24/7. You have not watched that vagina her entire lifetime and watch her whole sexual experiences up until you. So you don't know. All you're going to do is assume based off of maybe the way that she dresses, maybe the way that she presents herself, or are all good indicators that maybe potentially this woman could be promiscuous.
Sure.
But you don't know for certain. Now, you could use it as a buffer and say, you know what, as a filtering mechanism, sure. But it's also not factor in that there's plenty of guys that are using the same filtering mechanism to save themselves embarrassment because they don't know how to eat pussy, they don't know how to fuck, and they don't know how to satisfy a woman. And here's the percentages for that. When it comes to relationships between marital and sexual satisfaction among married women, right? A study done by
mind you, he's ranting for a long time, guys.
PubMed Central states that when they did a study of 140 women, the questionnaire for the data collected for individuals are included enriched marital satisfaction questionnaire and self-constructed questionnaires. The data were analyzed and descriptive statistics X and Spearman statistical tests. The results were this. The findings showed that in marital satisfaction, the majority of participants, 63.3%, were satisfied overall with their marriage. But in sexual satisfaction scale, participants, these are all women now, at 61% expressed extremely dissatisfaction among their sexual relationship with their spouse. So what does that lead to? So we could say, not correlation, but we could say that men that are marrying these hoes, right, are not knowing how to sleep with them, and the women are cheating on them, right? They're not satisfied sexually.
Well, that doesn't prove that they're hoes.
Satisfaction,
but
guys are afraid of even going through that and being embarrassed, so they disqualify these women.
Yeah. Okay, Glenn. Yeah, when you look at when it comes to the reasons of divorce, that's not even close to.
No,
hold on, bro. I let you rant for 5. Bro, I let you rant for 5 minutes. I let you rant for 5 minutes. Glenn, mods, can you tell me to shut up? Hold on. Can you tell me to shut up?
So I was about to explain something, and then he wants to. I let him rant for like a good while there. You guys, I had to fast forward a little bit to kind of get through it.
But he never got through the solution.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Then I press him on that because obviously he said he was going to answer my question and he was going to do a monologue and do it piece by piece, but he never did that neither. So
I'm not telling Glenn to shut up.
But he should. Again, he ranted for 5 minutes. Do I have the time to talk?
I could pass the mic.
Great. Michelle, shout out to Michelle. She is pretty good.
So yeah, Glenn, the divorce rates, the reasons why women divorce men, that's not even a fucking factor at all. However, you didn't answer my question. You wanted to go on a big rant about my response, but you didn't answer my question. Do you remember what my question was?
Oh yeah, what is my solution?
Yeah, can you answer that first, and then I can respond? Yeah. Hold on, bro.
You want my
you went on a big argument is hoes will be hoes,
big old rant actually raise it. Where I asked the solution. I asked you the same question. You decided not to do that.
Hose.
Now I'm asking you.
Well, not according to
the
Glenn.
solution. You're
that's not his argument. That's actually my argument.
For 5 minutes. Can you shut up?
You want 5 minutes?
I don't need 5 minutes, but I let you rant for 5 minutes.
Jake, go ahead.
Because remember, that was my solution to the problem was raising good girls and boys, right? That's actually my argument, bro. It's not that's not Glenn's. I get it. Hoes are hoes. I get it. But yeah, raising them correctly, that's how you fix the solution. I gave that answer with my solution. Glenn, I'm sure would agree, but he didn't actually answer to the solution aspect. In fact, I'll let him because I do force it out of him.
So thank you. So again, I'm gonna ask the same question you asked me, and then we can start all over here. You asked me what's the solution to that. I said family, nuclear family, etc. In order to negate the simp epidemic that we're currently in, where these men aren't saying that they're whores. They're actually saying, good girl, you're awesome. They're glorifying these whores. They're not actually saying that the vast majority aren't saying that we hate them and that you shouldn't do this. They're actually simping more often, bro. This is why women are being validated more on social media. So again, my question to you is, what's the solution?
Hold everybody accountable. The men are creating the women that we have. Men are doing this. Men, you just pointed out, men are validating them. Men are praising them.
Yeah. So which is why
they're not talking shit.
The problem in this equation is men.
Yes,
okay? I agree. So men's desire here is part of the problem.
Yeah.
So you bringing up feminism, that's irrelevant.
No, bro.
No, it's not. It's irrelevant because men are the ones that
Bro, that's like that's probably the biggest component is feminism, bro, of why we have the somebody in the chat earlier said that the simp apocalypse or simp epidemic, whatever you want to call it. Feminism's that's the biggest component of this. Yeah, and that revolves around my argument. So when Glenn says that's irrelevant, he wants to throw away feminism because it totally debunks his point here. But again, I do force the solution question out of him, so that's good that he at least answered.
Championing this behavior for women.
Yeah.
Men are wanting sluts.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing.
Yes,
you're making the claim.
You're
making the claim. You're making the claim that these men. You're making the claim that they're coping by calling them whores because they'll never be able to fuck them. I'm saying the vast majority of these men are what we agree on. They're validating them. They're not actually talking shit to them. They're validating them. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes. So we agree.
I think they're the same person. I think the same person are saying,
the same person.
Oh, she's a slut.
So then, Glenn.
Listen, let me show you. Have you watched,
your claim.
Have you watched whatever podcast? You've watched it.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
All these guys.
That's a sample. But have you been on social media with these?
She's a slut. She's a whore. Blah blah blah. And then they go subscribe to her OnlyFans. The same guy.
How do you know that? Can you prove it? It's the same guy?
We actually, Michael Sartain.
Okay. So he brings up this particular part right here. So I did tell him, can you prove that the same dudes that are talking shit on the whatever podcast, Fresh and Fit, whatever you want to call it, are those the same guys buying their OnlyFans, right? Which could lead to a pretty good argument that they're just coping, right? And whatever the reason is because they can't pipe them down, whatever, which I know he got from Mike Sartain, because I know Mike Sartain has stated that multiple times. I disagree with Mike Sartain on that as well. But so Glenn brings up Mike Sartain on this, and this is how it went down. OJ, any thoughts before we move on here?
A quick question. How many OnlyFans are you subscribed to?
I'm subscribed to hundreds, and I've never talked shit to any of them on Fresh and Fit. I talk shit to them to their fucking face, boy. But that's the way it should be. Nah, I'm fucking joking. But no, of course not. That's fucking disgusting. No man should ever pay a woman to look at her nude photos, man. That's just fucking stupid. Yeah, pornography is free on the internet.
None of that shit.
Yeah, pornography is free on the internet, but I understand why these men do it. Obviously, the virgin rate is going higher, and they don't want to necessarily date them. And men have gotten fucking lazy, bro, especially with social media. So it's easy to pay for the attention rather than, it's again a form of prostitution. It's better to pay for the attention rather than going out to a bar or going out to a club or going out to church or any environment. It doesn't have to even be a bar or whatever. And just having a conversation with a girl. You know, I've heard this complaints with women all the time where they state, you know, these guys just can't, you know, they say, I'm not vibing with this dude. And I've had these conversations with these dudes. I can't vibe with this guy. You know, it's not always a good vibe. I said, well, what do you mean by vibe? I don't know. It's just a vibe. Well, do you mean that he can't carry a conversation? Because you said that earlier. And she's like, yeah, he can't carry a conversation. Okay, so then guys just can't carry a conversation. And I get it. It's something that even on the whatever podcast girls have stated that, but they use it as vibe or et cetera, right? That's a part of being good with women, is holding a conversation, or at least an interesting conversation, asking questions at least, you know, pretending like her life is interesting when we know it's not. But at least, you know, that's the point of entertaining somebody to a degree. Even when you pick up women, you have to be an entertainer, right? With anything, you gotta make them laugh. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah. I mean, that's a component. This is why men are funny and women aren't, because women don't need to be fucking funny to pick up the opposite sex, bro. They just need to put on some, and then the things is they need to be beautiful, right? In order to get approached. There's plenty of situations out there, or not situations, components out there that you can use that are a shortcut to beauty, right? For example, makeup, heels is another one. Surgery, bro, literally breast implants, the BBLs. Now BBLs are super fucking popular, right? Thanks to Kim Kardashian. So women have all of the access to just pay for beauty, but a man can't necessarily pay to be funny. It's either kind of like, or charismatic. It's either you have it or you don't, right? Or you have it to some type of a degree, right? There's an entertainment factor, right? There's a reason why Andrew Wilson is so popular, because he has that entertainment factor, right? There's a reason why Adam Sandler's and Will Ferrell are some of the funniest comedians in the world, because they're naturally funny and they practice their craft at the same time, you know? So again, I mean, it takes way more practice to be funny, to where women can just pay for beauty. So it's very, very different dynamics between the sexes, right?
It can't pay to be funny.
Can't pay to be funny, man. That is true. But anyways, hold up really quick. I know the chat's here. Guys, you guys are kind of going off. Hold on. Let me kind of read some of this stuff. If you can't, hold on. Right here. If you can't have a conversation, then you are not worth it at all. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no charismaticness, right? There's no charismaticness. ZIT. Thank you for showing up in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm glad to see you here. Man, you guys in the chat are acting talking smack about Glenn when he's not around. You all need a steroid, particularly testosterone. Okay. I don't think anybody's talking shit in the chat, are they? I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I think it's probably one guy. I think John doesn't necessarily care for Glenn so much, but I think it's just him. I think everybody in the chat's pretty chill. We all love Glenn. We all love Glenn, man. It's not shit talking. Obviously, I'm breaking down the debate here and breaking down what I used in order to kind of to go about this very no prep debate, by the way. And I was already like 3.5 hours in of beer, so even then my brain has to kind of think on the fly. Okay, no. John says no. Glenn's cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, Glenn's cool. Everyone's like, yeah, everybody's cool with Glenn, man. Everyone's cool with Glenn. I love Glenn. He's been nothing but nice to me until he makes fun of my hair, and I'm just a little fucking salty about it. So I gotta talk shit back. But other than that, I hope Glenn doesn't loves pineapple on pizza, and then I love him even more. So we'll see. But anyways, any
gonna
more
be
thoughts?
a thing now.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing now.
It's gonna be a thing now. Pineapple pizza.
Yeah, but real quick, so before we move on, just to kind of refresh everybody's memory, I asked Glenn for the proof that the men that are talking shit in the Fresh and Fit, whatever podcast chat, if he has any proof on that. And this was his answer right here.
Hi.
How do you know that? Can you prove it? It's the same guy?
We actually, Michael Sartain did this exact study.
He brought the not study. It's not a study.
Yes, he did. This is what he did.
No, it's not a study,
Yes,
bro.
he
I know
did.
what you're talking about. It's not a study.
Actually,
But go on.
you're going to interrupt me. Mod.
It's not a study, but go on.
It's a soft study, if anything. Soft study.
No, it's an
He had
examination, bro.
girls-
It's not a study.
He had the girls take a picture, a screenshot of their OnlyFans subscribers.
Yeah.
And then, before they went on the show, and then 48 hours after they went on the show,
sure,
and the numbers went up, and they did it on
Yeah.
Fresh and Fit as well.
Sure.
So the same guys that are in the chat, this bitch is a whore. She's a
Cool.
slut. She's for the
Yeah.
streets. Are the same guys subscribing
guys.
to them?
Okay.
The same guys are saying, I would never wipe her up.
Okay,
Are
great.
the same guys funding her
Gotcha,
lifestyle.
Glenn. Okay,
so that's Glenn's position right here. So the proof that he's giving me is Mike Sartain did a study, which is not a study. It's just him observing something here. And saying that the same men, and again, this is a talking point for Mike Sartain, the same men that are talking smack are the ones subscribing to their OnlyFans, right? Really quick, wow, the crying for a mod is different. I think they're having side conversations. Why is Jake even debating this whole? Chill out, Zan, bro. I fucking Glenn has a great channel. Motherfucker fucking brings in like fucking 80 people, 100 people onto his live streams. Very successful dude on YouTube, bro. So love Glenn. And he's a smart guy, man. He's a smart guy. He just lost this debate. That's it. He just lost this debate. All right. People lose debates.
Glenn's
It's
a good
fine.
guy.
He's a good guy. Fucking love Glenn, bro. But yeah, man, fucking, I get it. You know, we're talking about Glenn, and I know Glenn has his people that don't necessarily care for the guy too much. And you're gonna have that. You're gonna have that, man. But yeah, we're, ain't how do you say ain't good in Spanish? No bueno.
No
right?
bueno.
No bueno, right? No bueno on that. But so anyways, so this is my response to Glenn on that.
So
Yeah, you're gonna
again,
make everybody
just
think
because
we're
her numbers
illegal.
went up, doesn't that mean that it doesn't mean that the ones that are calling her a slut or a whore are subscribing? That only means that the numbers, like let's do the average Fresh and Fit audience. It was 20,000 people live, right? That woman's, what's the exact number from when she went live on Fresh and Fit compared to her numbers went in? Was it by the hundreds? What was it?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. So let's assume, let's say it was 500. Let's say it was 500. 500 subscribers. That's a huge amount.
That's
Let's
a huge amount, yeah.
that. Let's say 500, bro. I'm being nice here.
Yeah, let's
charitable.
say it was a 500 increase. Sure.
Cool. All right, cool. So 500 out of 20,000 people that are watching. Do you have any proof that the 500 people that subscribe to that were the ones talking shit in the chat? Do you have any proof on that?
No, I do not.
No, you do not. So therefore, you're just making an assumption. It's not an actual. And that's a soft study by Michael Sartain. It's not an actual study. It's an examination. No, it's examining it. It's not a study, Glenn. It's
When you do
bullshit.
it multiple times, it's kind of like a soft study.
It's not a soft study. It's not a study. It's examining it. That's not proof that the ones that were talking shit subscribe to it.
What is the data that we see from it? That we know that guys.
It could have been 500 people. It could have been 500 people that didn't even fucking make a single chat. It could have been that out of 20,000. What is the time with the average?
What is the? Let's just be realistic. What is the probability that the same guys that call these girls hoes and sluts are also not the same guys
Could have
that
happened.
subscribe to them?
But we don't have proof on that. Could have happened, but more than
We
likely,
could assume.
What are the
Now is
what's the
example.
probability? But there's a
Now
bigger
is the perfect
probability.
example. Now is the perfect example.
Hold on, Glenn, can I respond to that? There's a bigger probability out of the 20,000 people that were watching that which the vast majority don't actually comment. They're just watching and listening.
Mm-hmm.
There could have been a big probability of somebody that never chatted and looked up their OnlyFans and subscribed to that. Now, again, I'm saying that could have been the case. Now, those could be the ones that are validating them 100% compared to the ones that weren't validating them. They were saying you're a slut and you shouldn't be doing this.
Okay.
So you don't have any proof that those are the guys subscribing to those OnlyFans.
No, not those ones. Okay. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, well, you don't have proof on that.
Do you think guys hate hoes? Do guys hate hoes?
So again, I think OJ, take here, bro. Kind of help me out here. I think I put the nail in the coffin there when I asked for proof on that. Again, I don't think
there's no proof of it, and besides, there's haters in there too. How do we know these 500 guys are not the ones hating on Fresh and Fit, and then being like, "Oh, we're here to glorify these fucking girls," or to comment or anything? You could put so many different factors on there, but 20,000 to be like, "Hey, 500 as the example," that's still a small fraction.
Yeah, for sure, 100%, man. Real quick, I'm gonna start a poll in the chat for you guys. Who won this debate? We're already 26 minutes in. We can't cover the entire thing, but you can go to Glenn's channel after this stream, of course, and check out the debate in its full. But we'll break it down a little bit. I'm gonna ask who won the debate here because I think Glenn took a pretty bad position on that. And it does get worse. I didn't even get to the part where I asked them a very hyper specific.
Oh, you got to do that one before.
Yeah, I do. And we'll get to it right now.
Hate?
Yeah. Do guys not like hoes at all?
Yeah, they don't like them. I don't know about hate.
Guys fucking love them. They love them. They just don't want to marry them.
Well, yeah,
they just don't want to marry them.
Yeah,
they make them. They make them. Okay,
sure.
Guys fucking love sluts. All right,
okay.
They love them. And then guess what? The woman pretends that she's not a slut. And then the guy marries the slut.
I agree with all that, Glenn. Again, your claim is that they're coping on body count, and that doesn't prove any of that.
Yes, they do cope on it.
How? You don't have any proof that
I would never get with a woman that has this many body count.
Yeah.
Guess what? They end up marrying them. It's a cope. It's virtue signaling.
Okay. But at the end of the day, obviously, you know there's components on men because remember we established 10 body count, right? 10 body count.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Let's get on a realistic aspect that we already established that the average woman is 25 or something crazy like that. Okay, let's say that's true.
Yeah, that's just one study. So let's just
there's a whole bunch of them. Okay,
yeah.
Would you say that any man that that knowingly marries a woman with a 10 body count or any of that nature is doing it because he's coping because he could never fuck her or anything like that? Do you think it's validation or there's other components of that?
I think that for example, I think if a guy that's about his convictions and it says, I don't want to marry a woman with X amount of body count, I don't want to marry a slut.
Yeah, it's a preference.
Then they're willing to stay single and they shouldn't be bitching about women. But
see, that's an ought. They shouldn't be, and I agree with that. They shouldn't be complaining about that, Glenn.
If they're bitching about them, but they're also marrying them.
Yeah, but at the same but okay, well, hold on.
They have a problem with it. They have a problem with it.
Your claim was, bro. Your
my claim is it's a cope that the guys that are dismissing women. The main problem is not so much that they care.
Yeah, but
about
I don't think they're dismissing.
Count.
I don't think they're dismissing women, Glenn.
Let Glenn finish.
I don't think they're dismissing women, Glenn.
To deal with the fact that her body count is high. It has more to do with the fact that one, he's never going to be able to get her. She's never going to even give him the time of day. So he gets to reject her before she rejects him. And also it saves him from embarrassment, knowing that even if she did accept him, he knows that he does not have the
I think my question's coming up here.
That to satisfy her because of his limited or no experience than the previous person that she probably got with. The probability is higher there. And so it's better to save face and say, I would never get with a woman like that.
Green Gamer's body count
actually admits the fact that he would probably sleep with her.
0.
Glenn, would you marry a woman with 3,000 body count?
No, but I would fuck one. I probably have.
No, would you marry? Yes or no? No, right?
I don't believe in marriage today that we do it anyway.
Okay, let's say under God. Would you marry a woman with a 3,000 body count under God?
If I knew?
If you knew.
How does she treat me?
She treats you great, Glenn.
Like a king?
She treats you like a king.
Would
you marry her or not?
Does she refer to me Lord? Like
Lord Lawrence. Yes, Lord Lawrence. Do you marry her or not? 3,000 body count.
Yeah. I mean, I
you
can't
do.
even get with one body count.
Bro, that's when dude, that shocked me with Glenn's answer. I'm not going to lie. Because here's the thing, man. The reason why I asked this question was strictly to prove that if Glenn says, no, I will not marry a woman with a 3,000 body count, even though she treats me not right, etc., that you're basically admitting that you have an issue with body count. And if Glenn says, yes, I will, That's going to be a hard pill to swallow. So either answer is either you lose the debate right then and there and you admit it, or you're going to fall on that sword and try to debate your way out of it. And Glenn chose that, and I think that was the kind of the killer within this the first 30 minutes of debate here when I asked that question, because again, bro, men have massive issues with a woman with a high body count, let alone 3,000, bro. You know, even if she treats you like a king, she's just gonna be the number one slut for you. She's like, I don't think most guys are gonna marry Lily Phillips and that actually want to and actually treat her like a wife material, bro. OJ, go ahead.
So who's gonna marry her again after the 1,000 dicks in
Glenn.
24 hours?
Glenn.
Glenn is gonna
No, because Lily Phillips obviously is not going to treat any man with submissive and respect, right? That's just not going to happen. Real quick, you're making the argument that body count is cope, or was Glenn? Glenn's making the argument that body count is cope, right? That a woman, I'm sorry, men that have issues with high body count, they're just doing that for cope, and the cope is because that they can't fuck them, and if they did fuck them, they can't pipe them down well enough to satisfy them, right? That's what he's saying, that men are coping, and that's the reason. I'm saying that's dumb, because there's plenty of reasons to in today's 2024 to complain about body count, right? Or to have an issue with the high body count. According to the stats that Glenn brought up, it's on average 25. I don't think that's true, but we went with that. We went with that for the sake of argument, right? Body count is no longer allowed to be criticized by Glenn at all, ever. Well, I mean, I think it should be still, because Glenn's just talking about the coping mechanism of that. But yeah, I mean, as far as marrying the chick with 3,000 bodies, that shocked me. I'm not gonna lie, that did shock me. And I just had to kind of really screw in that nail there with Glenn.
Call me Lord like Sarah did.
Okay, great.
I'm all for that.
Okay, that's fine, bro. That's fine. So again, we know that women lie all the fucking time, just like you stated before. But you're willing to marry a 3,000 body of a woman Hold on. I'm not done yet. You're willing to marry a woman with a 3,000 body count because she calls you Lord Lawrence,
and she treats me right,
and she treats you right. And we know that women lie all the time, especially after you give them the ring. They're more likely to get fatter, etc. The dynamics could change. The dynamics is. Can I talk? You can get a prenup, but the point is that you stated right there that you're willing to marry a whore. That's what it is. Okay. Admittedly, that's what you are. Now, here's the thing. But Glenn, Glenn, let me circle to my point. Glenn, let me circle to my point here. My point is that it's not necessarily cope that they don't want to marry this woman. There's other factors of why they choose those women, right? I'm not saying 3,000 body. I'm using an extreme example to make my point, is that when it comes to body count, and assuming that the average is 25, if there's a body count of 10, by definition of what we're saying, she's a whore, right? It's not necessarily that they're marrying.
Whores get paid.
No, slut's different, right?
Yeah,
slut and hoe is different. Yeah, we established that.
I'm so glad I remembered that shit.
We see men marrying these women for completely different reasons, bro. It's not necessarily because they're afraid of the body count. I think body count's not necessarily a factor. However, my point is,
who's the ones that are marrying?
My point is that I don't think the body count cope of what you're saying, that men are saying this, and you have no proof on that. You mentioned the sartain thing. There's no proof on that. You haven't given me any.
We have guys that are complaining about women's body count are complaining about it as more of a virtue signal because they still end up marrying them. That's
virtual signal to who? Virtual signal to who?
To the rest of the guys, the brotherhood. That makes
what guys? What guys? What guys?
Everybody in the panels, everybody in the chat.
What chat? Impression Kids chat. Who?
Every Twitter, every time you see.
I don't see any of that at all.
You don't. Then obviously you don't go on social media, Jake.
I do go on social media.
So you don't hear guys complaining about women's body count. Like, oh, she's a slut.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Because they're OnlyFans whores, and they are sluts. They're whores, bro.
Yeah,
they're prostitutes. By definition, they are whores.
Those are whores.
They're whores. Yes. That's those are who they complain about.
What about Isabella DeLuca? Is she a slut?
I don't know who the fuck that is.
That's Cake Gate. You don't remember that on Twitter?
No.
Yeah, I didn't remember that at the time, but yeah, Glenn actually reviewed it on his 2025 stream, and I guess I didn't. Kate Gate. Yeah, now that I'm thinking on it, yeah, now I remember that. But yeah,
let me tell you this. Would you agree that the fucking chicks that are on Fresh and Fit and whatever podcast that have OnlyFans and they're saying they're whores, isn't that accurate? Isn't that accurate when the chat says that they're whores?
That's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant. You're saying they're coping. I'm saying they're telling the truth.
And I'm saying that they're whores.
I'm saying they're telling the truth. They're whores. That's the truth. You're saying it's cope. I'm saying that's
I can't
not.
hear either of you.
Okay, really quick.
They still marry them.
Glenn, respond outside of the marriage. Respond to this. I'm saying that the men that are calling those OnlyFans women whores are telling the truth. They're not coping. They're telling the exact truth of the matter. You're saying they're coping because they can't bang them.
No. I said
you said that.
I said they're coping when they say that I would never get with them.
Okay, they're saying that too. Again, I'm saying they're not coping.
Cope.
No, but they're not. They're not getting with them because they're whores, right? So the whole part is real.
No. They're not getting with them because they're not even accessible to them. These women would never select them, and then even if they did have the opportunity to get selected,
how's that cope?
They would reject them. They have rejected them due to lack of skill.
Yeah, okay, but again, how's that cope? Again, the vast majority of men don't marry OnlyFans women. They're
I think it's 1 out of 4 women statistically on OnlyFans. Women are still getting married.
I don't know about that, maybe, but nevertheless, even if you add that stat in there, there's no proof that these men
Nara got married. She got wiped up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, she did get wiped up. I get you there. How long is that going to last, though, right?
I don't know.
I think that guy married Nala.
Yeah, how long is that going to last? Exactly. It usually never does. And by the way, we'll leave it at there. We'll skip to the closing statements because I thought it was funny. I thought Glenn's closing statement was pretty hilarious. But yeah, again, it never lasts, and we do bring up marriage, and we bring up the stats, and all the stats back me up. And we bring that up later, but you guys can check out the entire stream. We did 34 minutes of it. I think that's a pretty good amount. And you guys can see the whole thing on Glenn's channel. Go check it out. It's a good debate. It was a fun one because, again, no prep, and we just kind of went with it. And Michelle did an amazing job in moderating it. I think it was a fucking fantastic job that she did that. So real quick, we'll just do the closing statements. OJ, anything before we move on with this?
No.
Okay, hold on. I hope I got it right.
That fine, fair enough.
No, we're still arguing.
So my closing statement.
All right.
One, I said that they tell you is irrelevant are whores or sluts, not whores, sluts. So at a 40%,
didn't say a damn thing.
That he wouldn't ever do.
That are talking shit are actually.
All right, here's my closing statement.
And whatever he make. Yes.
One. If he ends up marrying them. So.
Jake, go ahead.
All right, here's my closing statement.
Yeah, so my closing statement is obviously Glenn did concede the fact that when it comes to these men within chats like Fresh and Fit and whatever, he makes the claim that these gentlemen that are talking shit to these OnlyFans whores, which are whores, they're just speaking the truth, are also buying their OnlyFans. When in fact, he has no proof on that. On average of Fresh and Fit that had a 20,000.
It's only on Glenn's channel, bro. It's only on Glenn's channel.
There's no proof that the ones that
Not
are
on
talking
mine.
shit are actually buying.
Glenn's the one that hosted
the
it with Michelle.
OnlyFans rhetoric. So his claim of because they want to fuck them and they can't bang them in real life, therefore that's why they're talking shit and it's cope, is actually cope on his end. He also admitted that he would marry a woman with a 3,000 body count. And of course, that is, if anything, that's the biggest simp move that any man could actually do. So my closing statement is that, of course, Glenn totally lost this debate when it came down to the topic. We went down to divorce and marriage, which, of course, I wasn't making the argument that a man ought to have not vented a woman. That was his claim, which, of course, I never said that. I said, yeah, they should. It goes back to my example about revealing your body count in the very beginning and revealing yourself as an individual that's not, in order for her to be a little bit more honest, for you to get an idea of what the body count is. I'm not saying that because Glenn is like, do you know for sure, Jake? Do you fucking know? Now, of course not. We're not going to know directly, motherfucker. My point is probability, which was my claim on that. Now,
I like Glenn's face there. Like, of course not, motherfucker. How dare you? But again, it was in the moment. And by the way, I was already like fucking how many beers in at this point? I was on stream for like 4 hours and I did this 2-hour debate with it. So yeah, I was drinking. I was smoking cigs and shit, having a good time, a very good time. And I gotta throw in them motherfuckers. But I love Glenn's face though. Now that I'm like looking back on it, that was fucking hilarious.
Of course not. We're not going to know directly, motherfucker. My point is probability.
Glenn's face, bro. That was fucking great, man. I love Glenn.
Which was my claim on that. Now, even goes back to the relationship about body count. The reason why it's not a coping mechanism, it's actually a defense mechanism that men don't want a woman that's a whore, because even the stats show that when you fuck with a girl and you marry that bitch that has a higher body count, according to the stats, 21, the fucking likelihood of divorce goes fucking down. Glenn is full of shit when he wants to say that, oh yeah, it's just cope and it's just a bunch of these angry red pill guys that are just talking shit. No proof on that. He never provided any single evidence on it at all. But however, he will sit there and say that he didn't fucking happen at all. And then he changed the subject. In fact, he even fucking conceded that he had no proof on the chat and the RP, because you could just look at the chat, blah, blah, blah. No proof on that. He lost this debate, obviously. And with that being said, I will close my statement, Glenn.
I really thank you both for letting me take the opportunity to practice mod. I definitely needed it. I'm kind of noticing what I need to brush up on before Wednesday, so thank you.
What was Glenn's closing
statement? This is going to be really great for beforehand. So
I thought you were first.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, with the closing statement, I went first, and then Glenn went second. So I thought maybe
Did he switch it on the editing?
Also admitted that he would marry.
Oh, maybe he did. My bad.
I was my case, Your Honor. Jake's gonna marry.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So
men
so Glenn actually switched it because the original debate was I was telling Glenn like, hey, bro, I get the last word. You get, I get because since he got the first word, I get the last word. And so Michelle granted it that no, Glenn's gonna get the closing word. So I just conceded to Michelle because that was her decision. But then later she said, no, actually, Jake should have got the last word. So I think in the editing, Glenn actually switched it. So I didn't even notice that right now. I thought Glenn was going to go next. But no, okay. So this is Glenn's closer right here. My bad.
Assuming that women 10 bodies or more or virtue is not, do not entertain whores, there's certain higher virtue. The reason why witnesses are not 10 bodies or more.
Yeah, I think this is closing. Has to be.
How to
Sorry, guys.
He
He had a good closing statement. I just wanted to show it to you.
One, it does mean that they're intimidated.
Damn.
Are quite off topic anyway.
Okay.
I do understand that we are into
I already won the
right
original
now.
topic.
I want you guys. Hold on, guys. Whoa. Gotta let me get it out.
Settle down, boys.
Yeah, I just want you guys to kind of bring it home back to body count, and then we can move to closing statement, because we're approaching on 2 hours.
Can we do the closing statements already? We're already approaching.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
First of all, let me just point out that
he put himself first.
Jake is one of those guys that will end up marrying a woman that has more body count than she would know.
I got
every
Yeah, 'cause I
guy
wanted to
doesn't
say
know
something.
a woman's body count. It doesn't matter what she tells you. All right, she should tell you she's had 3. She could have 3,000. You don't know, right? Because you have not observed her pussy and how many dicks have gone in it in her lifetime. So obsessing over this number that they tell you is irrelevant. Guys who obsess over a number that they assume they know is a cope, because what it means one or two things. One, it does mean that they're intimidated that either they are not going to be able to perform as better than any of the previous dicks that have been in her. Therefore, there will be more concern about whether or not they could actually maintain her in their frame as a spouse or as a wife over a long period of time, right? Because there's the alpha fucks, beta bucks, or the alpha widow guys that alpha widow these women that women still. Jada Pinkett Smith is a perfect example who's been alpha widowed by Tupac, right? And that's a perfect example of a woman who is still pining after a guy that was her best in her eyes. So here's my closing statement. One, I said the audience that watch Fresh and Fit, that say these things, are the same ones that actually purchase their OnlyFans subscriptions. The way that we can say that, the audience members are the ones that are saying these things, that they won't marry these whores. The audience members are also the same ones that subscribe to these girls as OnlyFans. Now, I don't know exactly if for a fact that each one that has said that are the ones that signed up to them. I am pointing out the fact that it's the same audience. The same audience that's trashing these women are also members of the same audience that are subscribing to them. So that's that. All right. Number two, this point was like the whole 3,000 bodies. I'm assuming, I already said this before, I'm assuming that all women are promiscuous, that all women are whores or sluts, not whores, sluts. So by presuming that they're already there, every woman that I engage with, I'm assuming she's already a slut. I don't need to know what her number is. I'm already assuming that she's promiscuous. So I'm not putting that much credit on that. I'm worried more about how does she treat me moving forward. Moving forward, how does she treat me is more important than the past that I do not know for certain about. So the guys that are saying that they would never marry a whore, they don't know that. That's the cope. They don't know whether or not they're marrying a whore or not. They're only hoping that they're not marrying a whore. Okay? So that's the cope. They're virtue signaling to say that they have higher virtue. That the reason why they're not entertaining these women is because they have higher virtue than they actually do. Because we know that the same men happen to be in, church communities, like pastors, who are having affairs with these whores at a 40% rate according to certain studies.
And that is true.
So
Studies,
to
right.
say that these men do not get with whores or do not entertain whores, and that they're more virtuous, and that they're going to marry somebody of more virtue is not accurate. We know that we can't prove that they're not whores. And he already said earlier, 10 or more women up. We're assuming that women, 10 bodies or more today. Oh yeah, sluts, not whores. Damn it. Jake, you fucked me up with that damn whore thing. Anyway.
I didn't say a damn thing.
Shut up. You look like a slut. We're saying that the majority of women have 10 bodies or more. And him and I agree that the majority of women are sluts. So that means, in that sense, the majority of men who are marrying women are marrying sluts. They're marrying promiscuous women. So if that's the case, it is cope when they're trying to say that they would never do something and they're doing it. I rest my case, Your Honor. Jake's going to marry a slut, and he's coping by saying that he wouldn't ever date one or get with one if he ends up marrying them. So
Jake, go
there
ahead.
you go, man. But okay, so I'm gonna shoot out to this, guys, really quick because it's fucking hilarious. Hold on. Where we at
and
here?
also,
Okay.
I needed it. I'm kind of noticing what I need to brush up on before Wednesday, so thank you. And also, I think this is going to be really great for beforehand. So, yeah, appreciate you.
all right, I won. Jake lost. End of story.
End of story. End of story. There you go. So, so yeah. So I did ask the chat. I put a poll up of who won the debate here, and with a whopping 90%, the winner goes to Glenn Lawrence. Just kidding. Just kidding. With a 90%, it goes to me, Jake Varr. I won the debate. I knew this. Now it went to 88%. Who's the 12% is going with Glenn Lawrence? Now I want to know who the 12% is. If you voted for Glenn Lawrence, put a 1 in the chat so I know you're retarded. So put in the chat a 1 so we know who the retards are here. And yeah, so I did win the debate, obviously. But that was a fun one. I'm not gonna lie. That was an unexpected debate. It was a fucking really fun one. I think Glenn took a really hard position. It's very hard to kind of to back up the coping mechanism because it's really hard to prove. It's more of like assumption based. So for me personally, it's like, yeah, I can totally derail and destruct that. Even though I was like fucking, 10 beers, 16 ounces in, I was like, yeah, I think I'm fine without the prep. But it was fun. And by the way, guys, that debate is only on Glenn Lawrence's channel, so you can check it out on his channel if you want to see the entire debate there. So we only covered about 30 minutes of it. 30 minutes, fuck, that's a good while. That's a good while. But yeah, you have another fucking hour and a half to go through if you wanna kind of go through that one, bro. It's there on Glenn's channel. Of course, check it out after this stream. Don't be leaving the stream. Don't do that. Stay here because we got another debate breakdown because we're already hitting the 2-hour mark.
No, this one's a fun one.
This one is a fun one. Me and OJ actually we watched this last night, right? Because I saw it on X that Gary the Numbers Guy debated Andrew Wilson, and I know who Gary the Numbers Guy is because he did debate Mike Sartain. And I thought it was a really good debate, actually. It was a really fun debate with Mike Sartain. He debated Mike Sartain, and he debated like Rolo was not necessarily the moderator, but Rolo was kind of like backing up Mike Sartain. So he kind of debated both of them, but not really because it was mostly Mike, but Rolo was there for like supportive reasons. And I think Gary was fine with that because I think the debate was actually really good. It was a really good debate. I think honestly, I think I probably would have gave a little bit of the edge in that debate, just strictly, hold on, let me find it. Strictly, like bipartisan. I probably would have gave it to Gary the Numbers Guy.
Gary the Number Guy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
If I'm being honest,
that guy.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Dude, that guy. His whole thing is just astrology with, I guess, the American astrology and the Chinese zodiac shit too. Is like, I don't know. It's just so weird how he does all these stupid little number games.
Yeah, for sure. Hold on, Andrew. Did fucking Fresh and Fit? Did they take off that debate? Hold on. I know it was on there yesterday. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, great. They didn't take it off. They didn't take it off. Thank goodness. I will tell you guys this though. The debate was how would you say? It was very it got the problem with first off, I love Myron as the moderator because he's a really smart guy and he can break down arguments. He can break down arguments well enough to where the audience can kind of consume it in a small portion to the point level. So I think Myron's a great moderator. He's really good at that. He's a smart guy, very smart guy. However, the problem with doing the time debate stuff is that you lose the momentum. You know, when they're getting heated, they're going back and forth. It's getting good. They got their points together, and you know, they're really shooting it out at each other. And all of a sudden, the time ends, and Myron will be like, "Okay, time's over. Now I'll give you more time, another 2 minutes, if you guys want to finish the little heated, you know, the heated back and forth." It just derails the momentum. It derails the momentum. You know, that's the only problem that I have with Myron's, you know, moderation style. Is that, but outside of that, I think he's a great moderator as far as like breaking down. Let's get here,
Yeah, he's
breaking
always
down.
taking notes.
Yeah, he's always taking notes.
On everybody's position.
Yeah, he is. Like I said, he's a smart dude, man. He's a smart dude. Myron wants to feel more involved, so he likes to make it timed. But time debates just waste more time with all of the interrupt. Yeah, you're right. 100%, dude. That's the problem that I have too, bro. I like Myron. Maybe he does want to feel more involved. That could be the case, but this is how I think, I believe anyways. I'm not a debate expert or nothing like that, but I believe the time responses is how they do it with like really, really professional debating. You know, this is how like the highly intelligent people kind of debate. They do time responses. They do that obviously in the political world, you know, like we saw with Trump and Kamala and Trump and Biden, etc. So Myron's doing it in that type of format. Obviously, he's giving way more time for it, but nevertheless, I again, I like Myron, but yeah, it does derail a lot of the momentum, and that's one thing that I just don't like about it, bro. Like, we're not fucking politicians. You know, we're here to fight for our views, fight for our positions of how it should be, etc. So yeah, like I said, I think Grudgehead is completely right on that. But let's shoot off with this.
Prior to us starting this thing, Andrew said he would go first. So Andrew, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so I have a prepared opening statement here for this.
And I got the timer going now.
Okay, numerology
Can you raise it up a
is
bit?
a very old form of sorcery, much like speaking to the dead,
That's the highest it
soothsayers,
goes. Hold
dream
on.
interpreters, psychics, etc.
How's that?
The way all of these various crafts
Same.
work is through the exact same mechanism.
Higher it up on your end.
Through misdirection, cold reading.
Tell me, for the chat, do you guys hear it well enough? Is that loud enough for you guys on the broadcasting end? Hopefully that is. OJ, it could just be your computer. Try to rise it up as high as possible so you can hear
I
it.
hear us loud. I hear that very quiet.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, we're not gonna plan to talk too much. If I do talk, we'll pause the debate and kind of give our points. But it's all right, a bit low. But honestly, bro, that's on Myron's end because he did it off Discord. So when you do it on Discord doesn't have the best like audio when you transfer it. So that's an L on Myron. Myron's you know, putting them on Discord. He should have just broadcasted it on some other other streaming platform. Not streaming platform, broadcast platform. So yeah, that's why. But bear with it, guys. I'm not gonna talk over them as they go on. We will laugh and kind of break it down. But yeah, let's move on here.
Vagueness and universalities of outcome, meaning simply the outcome which was dubiously predicted based on the vagueness of language has a post hoc justification. Post hoc meaning an inference of a logical relationship between events after the event is done, even if the events themselves are not particularly related. Take, for instance, me, Andrew Wilson. I have made failed political predictions, and I've made accurate political predictions based around educated guesses going on around political events at the time. I, like most others, analyze evidence for a predictive model and often get things wrong. Now, there's no shame in that. For political analysts, we are going to get things wrong a lot because human behavior is complicated and the systems they create are also very complicated. In the end, I'm dealing in educated guesses along with personal bias and a specific worldview, which come together to form an analysis. There isn't any magic in it at all. There's no universal push in it. There's no invisible hand guiding it. Numerology, on the other hand, seeks to utilize numbers or astrology, or both, in unison to form predictive models. These have to be predictive models because otherwise, what good could they be? Using numerology or astrology to retroactively make predictions about things that have already happened would be pretty useless. So the only way this can even be useful is as a future predictive model. So we start with a confirmation bias. I have predicted, using post hoc justification to retroactively apply your numerology to whatever event to convince you that your prediction is
Sounds good
solid,
to you.
and then add vagueness as to the future outcome of an event in order to take credit for the said event regardless of the outcome. In other words, I predicted X thing would happen, and that gives me credibility that the future thing I predict will also happen. Why do people turn to such idiocy, you ask, when it's obvious this model can't really make predictions any better than just educated guesses? It's usually because of gambling. There aren't any gematria followers, numerology professionals, etc., that I've seen anyway, that don't seem to always have their hands in sports betting. Remember, sports are games of chance where there's an almost always higher than zero chance of getting it right. Sports bettors play odds and look for any edge to hedge their bets, and many turn to the supernatural for help in these bets because they are gambling addicts or themselves running a tiered scam for pooled sports betting. Today, I'm going to show how to easily dismantle this particular worldview, and it's very easy. In fact, the debate doesn't even really need to go on for very long. I am asking if my opponent today will make a hyper-specific prediction based on his numerology model. This is the enemy of all people who practice this form of sorcery. An experiment was developed for just this purpose, to separate the wheat from the chaff. Simply, in the next 90 days, tell me an event with a high degree of specificity that wouldn't ordinarily be predicted. This can't include sports, as there's a higher than 0% chance you can just guess correctly. Give us instead specific names, dates, times, and locations for the said event, and not vagueness, which can be interpreted. Example, a man named Toady Edgar will kidnap a girl named Samantha Bright in New York City on the 7th of March. There is so much there that is predicted specifically, it would be impossible for us to cast doubt on the prediction. What is unacceptable? Somebody is going to do a bad thing in the United States around the March timeframe, and he'll have a beard and be on the run from the law. This is a chance-based outcome. You can just make this prediction with some degree of chance it will happen just based on how many men with beards are in the United States. What Max will say, I believe, is that numerology doesn't work that way, and he can't make those types of predictions. And that's how you know, by the way, the entire thing is phony, because specificity is the enemy to the system, making it a bad predictive model, no better really than human intuition and observable behavioral patterns. So that you understand, my opponent will likely yell at and attempt to obfuscate away from this point. They'll shotgun points as fast as possible, personally probably attack me or attempt to attack my credibility. Just remember, it's all noise. Hold him instead to the specificity of a 90-day prediction, thus testing to see the actual power of the system. Ignore all the other things and watch as he over and over again refuses to do so, well, because he can't. The reason I will always have failures in the political analysis is because I have to use such specificity. Imagine, for instance, if I said things like, well, somebody's going to be president this year who will be a man. It wouldn't work very well as a predictive model.
10-second warning.
I'm almost done. Oh, I got one sentence.
Let him have it.
Now,
Okay,
with this,
all right.
okay, so with this weapon, you can with ease destroy this entire ideology. Simply do your due diligence and test it.
All right.
And by the way, Andrew's opening statement alone, he's predicting what Gary, the numbers guy, how he will react to Andrew's arguments. And I don't know if Andrew used numerology to predict this, but he was fucking right. He was fucking right on it, dude. I don't know if he used numerology to fucking predict that shit, but he was right. Because Gary, the numbers guy, did spurg out, especially when he gave him specifics. Gary, the numbers guy, said, numerology doesn't work that way, Andrew. He predicted that as well. And again, it's easy to say that Andrew didn't use numerology. He just used prep time, and he used debate strategy and knew exactly how he was going to break down this guy. Very easy, great opening statement from Andrew, especially predicting his opponent ahead of time, which ironically is the topic at hand about numerology, right?
Dude, the best thing is that when you see Gary, when you know that he lost, is when he takes off those fucking shades.
Oh yeah, you did. He took off the shade. What the fuck? He was like, "No, Andrew, you're a liar. You're a liar, Andrew." We'll get to that. But so yeah, Andrew, he didn't use numerology, bro. He used just a basic understanding of the human mind and what he would say in certain situations based off of what he's seen, because it's prep work, right? Andrew's like Batman. He can beat anybody with prep time, basically. Batman can beat Galactus if he had enough prep time to beat Galactus, right? He could beat the Incredible Hulk with enough prep time. This is Andrew's, this is what Andrew does, So yeah, totally even predicting this outcome. Didn't use numerology to do it, but yeah. Let's move on here.
Went like 5 seconds over, but it's fine. And the way I do it is if the other party is okay with it, I'll let them continue on, and then I give that identical time.
Okay, and
so some of your points were
Myron.
You want a specific prediction within 90 days for future.
I already broke it down.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's correct. All right, awesome. Okay. Gary, go ahead, take it away, man. I'll put 5 minutes in the clock for you.
Okay. So basically, it comes down to this. It doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is. We all want to know why some guys are the richest people, why some guys have money, why some guys have looks, why some women have it all. We always want to know why that happens. And because of that, some people go into religion, and there's a lot of different religions, Christianity, Judaism, Islam. People want answers, and I was no different than anyone else. And then on 9/11/2001, my life changed.
9/11 is a big one for these guys.
And I thought I was watching Die Hard, the movie, when the Twin Towers got hit. And what actually I discovered was actually really, really shocking to me at the time. I started looking at all the synchronicities of that event, and it made me think, one time, okay, 2 times, maybe, but all these synchronicities, and let me go through some of these synchronicities for you. 9/11, which is probably the biggest event in human history.
He goes through the 11/11/11 topics here.
The first plane that hit the World Trade Center was Flight 11. The Twin Towers look like an 11 side by side. They both have 110 stories. And I'm like, wow. And then I saw that New York City, 11 letters. New York's the 11th state in the Union. Afghanistan, 11 letters. We attacked Afghanistan, 10/7/2001. Take away the zeros, 1721, again, 11. So I'm looking at all this, and I'm trying to think, why am I seeing all these 11s? Am I going crazy? What's going on? But see, I was always fascinated by history. And I remembered that the Great War, World War I, ended on 11/11 at exactly 11 o'clock.
Now, this is all true, what he says.
Exactly 11. And at that point, I didn't know what was going on. But I saw smoke, and I started looking for the fire. And then I understood that these people that we talk about that run the world, the cabal, all these people, the Illuminati, I started understanding what they were doing. They were actually using numerology and astrology against the people while they're telling the people to look into Qurans and Bibles and Torahs and Talmuds. Because they want to keep the knowledge to themselves, and they want all the quote-unquote sheep goyim to look at the religion. So what I basically started discovering was, okay, if this is just one thing, it doesn't mean anything. But then I found out that Al-Qaeda was founded on the 11th. And then I found out Al-Qaeda's 3 biggest attacks, not just in America on 9/11. They had one in Madrid, Spain on 3/11. It was called Europe's 9/11 at the time. And then they had one in Mumbai, India on guess what day? The 11th. So at that point, when you start seeing all these events happen synchronistically on the same day, you start understanding that people are actually doing stuff that other people aren't getting. And the fact of the matter is, if you take it from a mathematical statistical probability, we're talking in the millions that all that stuff would line up.
Let's not talk about the Jew stuff.
Maybe it's just one thing.
Oh, don't get me started with
looking at the events. I wanted to know why some of the richest people
Hitler
in the world had money. And then I discovered
he did nothing wrong, though.
Elon Musk is born on the 28th. Richest man in the world, not named Rothschild.
Wasn't a bad dude.
Not named Rockefeller. On paper, the richest man in the world, born on the 28th. But that doesn't mean anything, just one guy. But see, the guy he replaced with the richest guy in the world last decade was Bill Gates, born on the 28th. And then you start looking at the risk of the richest people in the world, and you see 3 of the 7 richest guys are born on the 28th. And you start going down the list like, okay, what is going on? And then I got this Rolex on. I challenge anyone watching right now to pull up ads on Rolex, and you're going to see every time they have a commercial, they have a 28 in the logo. So at that point, you have to understand that numbers symbolize vibrational energy that we cannot see, that we cannot hear. And it's basically, if you believe in a God, it's the prime creator's language.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you believe in. Understand that people who rule over us believe in this. And you have to understand that if they believe in this, it's something that you have to look out for. It's something that you have to look into before you dismiss. When I look at certain numbers, they mean different things. If someone's born on the 5th, 14, 23rd, there's a high chance they're going to be extremely good looking because 5 is the number of looks. And you don't have to take my word for it. See, that's the thing. I don't ask for faith like these Christians and like these Muslims. I don't ask for your faith. I ask for your logic. I ask for you to show common sense. Go on your Facebook accounts or whatever it is and start looking up all your friends.
10 seconds.
4th, 15, 16, and you will see this for yourself. And I will pass on, and I'm looking forward to the rest of this.
All right. Cool. So, Gary, real quick, if I could summarize your argument for the audience, and I'll kind of just summarize the whole preamble before we get into the actual formal debate. And by the way, guys, quick little housekeeping. If you guys are first time here, subscribe to these 2 gentlemen. Okay. Andrew Wilson, Gary the Numbers Guy. Subscribe to them on YouTube. They're on all the platforms. Obviously, like the video if you're watching on YouTube or on Myron Gaines X. And yeah, we'll get into the next one. So let me go ahead and summarize. So Andrew's preamble was basically you want a specific prediction 90 days. It's all chance-based outcomes. It's sorcery. And then Gary's was there are connections that are inevitable concerning 9/11. You used the event of 9/11 to substantiate that, and you gave many different instances where 11 came up. Then you talked about the number of wealth, Elon, Bill Gates, and then basically that religion is a grift to keep people from the power of numerology. Would that be fair to say, Gary?
Correct.
All right, we'll go on to
I
round
will
one.
be making those predictions.
Okay.
No doubt.
Sure. Okay. Awesome. We got that summarized. I hope you guys are enjoying it. These are obviously
shit,
really
hold
bright
up.
guys, so sometimes I have to just distill it for the people that might have just walked in. So I'll turn it back to Andrew for round one of the actual debate. It's going to be 7 minutes open dialogue chat. So go ahead, guys. Summer's on.
Yeah, Gary, can you make a hyper specific?
So he gets straight into the question here.
A hyper specific
Yeah, no,
prediction.
no.
Hang on. Let me ask the question. Can you make a hyper specific prediction for us, which would include names, dates, times, place?
He says yes, by the way. Remember,
go ahead.
so
And
no
do that.
problem.
Show us the method for doing that.
But let me talk a little bit so I can explain the methodology to it. We're going to start with astrology, and I don't do astrology like these women tell you Mercury is retrograde. I don't do
Blah,
that.
blah,
I
blah.
focus
Okay,
on something.
let's get to this.
You can
Kinda
do some
sounds like
card
it does.
games, or you can do some garbage like that. I'm not going to tell you that, but what I will tell you is this: you can take someone's birthday and find out if they're going to have a good year or a bad year, good day or bad day. No, I can't predict if someone's going to die on a certain day.
So he can't do a
I'm
hyper-specific.
not that skilled, and no
Okay.
numerologist in history
So-
ever has. I'm telling you my limitations.
Is
But what I
anybody ever
can
allowed
do-
to talk except you?
Well,
So
you-
here's
you've
the-
just
so-
been talking for a while,
I
sir.
barely said anything. So anyway,
You're basically trying to
back
box
to
me
the
in a corner.
you still refuse to allow me to speak. So anyway, back to this. If it's true that you can only make a vague prediction that, well, I don't know, Jake Paul, bad thing going to happen to Jake Paul this year, a vague prediction, right? Anybody can make that vague prediction. Also, people who do not utilize numerology in any way, shape, or form, also, I'm sure, won $1.2 million in casinos around the same time you did. You are using a correlative fallacy and saying that because I won X amount of money, this is due to my system of numerology. However, other people win money and use no such system of numerology.
Very few people, sir.
So therefore
Very few people win that type of money.
Okay, so anyway, so therefore it's set up, and professional gamblers do win that kind of money. And the thing is it is set up in such a way as for you to make the confirmation bias, post hoc justification. No, I won this money not because I win it the way other people do by using sports predictive models. Rather, I use this numerology system that other people don't use and also win money. When you talk about celebrities like Jake Paul or Logan Paul or people like this, I want the specifics. And if your model can't predict that, why can't it? Why can it predict that bad thing will happen to them, but cannot be specific about when the bad thing will happen? Why can't it? Why?
Because the system isn't based on what you believe in, what you want to believe in. It's based on logic and sense, sir.
Logic and sense.
You don't make the rules here. You don't actually make the rules here. Here's basically how it works. Donald Trump is born 6/14. Donald
Just
Trump
like 7 minutes, guys.
is a strong military president. Do you agree that? Would you agree with that?
No.
You don't agree that Donald Trump is strong with the military
guys.
and a conservative?
Real quick, guys, before we go into because I see we're going into another thread here. We just hit the 7 minute mark. I think given the nature of the conversation for me,
all right.
I think it's best to go to rounds, but what Wilkins without having the voice.
Right, and the reason that they can only do it through vagueness is for the post hoc justification. He says to use logic, but that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm a logician. And so what I'm doing is I'm applying a fallacy, and the fallacy is a ad hoc justification fallacy. So it's actually fallacious thinking in and of itself. What he's doing is retroactively going back.
By the way, I understand Gary the Numbers Guy method of how you get birthdays because I saw the debate that he had with Mike Sartain. He explained, I saw the entire thing. He went into critical detail on that. Obviously, Andrew's argument is that that's irrelevant to that. And we'll get to how he basically tricked the guy into making somewhat of an accurate prediction with giving the wrong information to Andrew. And we'll get to that part. OJ, go ahead before we read this.
Let me. Okay, so just a little bit of what this guy is. Jake, you kind of know it a little bit more, but his number is 23.
Is his number 23?
His number is 23. So therefore, he's a 5.
He's a 5. Okay, so he's a 5 count. So really quick, the way it works is that you add 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5. Just using his birthday as an example. And then you add up the 2-digit number, and then that's the life path of that. And I've added in my birthday, OJ. I was a 3. OJ, you're what, 7 or something?
7.
You're 7. Yeah. So we broke this down completely on that. But again, you can make a vague prediction. It's similar to astrology, right? There's always these vague things. You're a hard worker if you're born on this month, and you're a hard worker, but your mythology is this.
And you can kind of correlate that with anybody, especially if they're stupid. This is why women love astrology, is because they're dumb and they want to fucking believe into something like the universe rather than God, right? God himself. And Gary, the numbers guy, is just really, really good at debating it rather than a random woman. So I will tell you,
Dude,
you
even
know,
when you read all of that shit, it could apply to anybody.
yeah, it's
Like
my, yeah,
it's not, yeah, it's not even anything like, oh, hey, this birthday is gonna have the bad day, but this one's gonna have a great day, and it's like, oh, but hey,
yeah,
you're just gonna be a little good and bad. It's like, okay, that applies to everybody.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, what the fuck?
Exactly. It's fucking stupid, bro. But yeah, let's move on there with it. But yeah,
Fucking
Gary,
bro.
yeah, but that's how Gary adds up birthdays, is that's how you get the life path. And he's gonna discuss that with Andrew, which he doesn't explain it here, but hopefully Andrew did the research to understand how he's doing that method. And he makes a critical mistake when Andrew actually gives his birthday out, because me and OJ saw this the other day and we did the math on that. And even he was wrong. And even now on X, he's still claiming wrong information.
No,
Andrew
he was
doesn't
wrong.
care.
He was
Yeah.
wrong about the years of the rat, the bear,
Chinese, yeah,
the
yeah.
whole Chinese zodiac bullshit. It was
Yeah.
no, all his numbers were all just scamming.
Yeah, but I think, you know, to be fair, he might have gotten confused, but yeah.
Well, like I said, it was like a salesman tactic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all
The snake-
salesman tactics.
Yeah.
Saying, see, I made this prediction. I was right. But what was really the prediction? The prediction is bad thing going to happen to celebrity, you know, but just think of it from a chance perspective. Bad things are almost inevitably this year going to happen to most celebrities. They may not even be catastrophic. Remember, he didn't say it's a catastrophic thing which is going to happen. He didn't say that it was career ending. He didn't say anything like, he didn't give you a single specific, just kind of bad thing going to happen. Why can't this model associate? If it can make a prediction like that, why can't it give you specifics? And if it can't, then it's a really bad predictive model. That intuition itself and predictive prowess should be able to trump with ease just based on following the career of this particular celebrity. If he can give you nothing better, no specific, no date, no time, if it's catastrophic, non-catastrophic, the specific of what catastrophic means, the model is worthless, right? And there's no reason for anybody to follow it. Why would you ever follow such a model? It's insane. With that, I'll yield my time.
All right, that was a minute 30, so I had 30 seconds on the clock. Go ahead, Gary. I'll put 2 minutes on the clock for you.
When you look at statistical analysis, which is mathematics, you can apply that to anything in life, including numerology. Right. And when you start looking at history, that's the best way to tell the future. 2025 is 2025, a universal 9-year. The year adds up to 9. We're also in the year of the snake. So we can go back in history and say, okay, what has happened in past year of the snakes that added up?
So this is how he breaks it down here. The year of the snake.
We can go back to 1953. 1953 adds up to a 9 in total. That was the year of the snake. And we had a truce in the Korean War. It ended. Then we can go back to 1989, the year of the snake, that added up to a 9. The Berlin Wall came down. So I can make a prediction in 2025, which is a universal 9-year, that wars will end based off what I have just shared with you guys now. So I can make a prediction right now that the war in Ukraine and the war in Gaza will end in 2025 because it's a universal 9-year and a snake year. And I've shown you the past correlations. So whatever this man says, it's all nonsense because you can go back in the past and see if this stuff works. So I am making specific predictions, sir, that the war in Ukraine will come to an end in 2025 and the war in Gaza will too.
Okay.
And with that, I'll yield my time, sir.
Okay, so that's his claim here. Obviously, okay, OJ, do you want to take this one before I go into this? Because this is a stupid. Go ahead, bro.
No, I mean, especially about the war part. Like, what was Donald Trump saying 2 years ago?
Yeah, that this war would have never have happened under me. In fact, I can end it very quickly through deals.
Yeah, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna do this on day one. And that's his first thing that he's gonna try to do. Hey, stop the war right away." So okay, so this guy is now saying that, oh, look, this war is gonna stop. Okay, all because the year of the what? The pig?
The year of the snake.
The year of the snake. Okay, all because it's the year of the snake. But yet, this was already talked about 2 years ago when Donald Trump said that he's running again, talking about like, hey, how is he gonna do all of this? It's like. So if you're right, it's not the numerologies. He's already said it. It's a plan.
Yeah, but I'll even go into more detail on this, bro. I made a statement in the past where I said, yeah, I believe when Donald Trump gets into office, that war is going to end 100%. The reason why I believe that is because the guy's a business guy. He's a businessman. He knows that war is bad for business. The way I would predict, I'm not using numerology here. I'm just based off of what I've seen with Donald Trump, based off of what I know about Vladimir Putin, that Putin wants at least some type of land for negotiation purposes to end the war. Germany, I'm sorry, Russia could easily take over the Ukraine. It's just that I think that when it comes down to the soldiers, they're like a neighboring country, right? It's the same equivalent of the United States and Canada. We don't actually want to delete these people because there's innocent people there. And yes, innocent people are dying, over 1 million being funded by the Biden administration, but that's besides the point. My point is that I would say that Donald Trump is probably going to make a deal along the lines of, I will give you this piece of the Ukraine and you will take that and you will end the war, and we're not going to put Ukraine in NATO, which Trump already stated that he doesn't even want Ukraine in NATO. The fact that it's already been very speculated, they've planted not Vladimir Putin, Zelensky as president under the Barack Obama administration, is Donald Trump saying, I will give you something to end the war completely and we can go to peace. You don't need numerology to predict this. You don't need any of that. In fact, you can even say that, yeah, Gaza is going to end too, because Hamas has already stated that they want to make a deal. When Trump was already elected president, they were stating, okay, now we're ready to negotiate a deal to end this war over there in Gaza. Okay. You don't need numerology to predict this. You don't need any of that to predict this, because they've already stated that. They've already given us hints that this could possibly a higher likely chance to happen. So it's not something that you need numerology to do this. Again, Andrew asked for specifics, but any political pundit such as myself can make a pretty good prediction on this. And I've even stated in detail of deals in more or less of how Trump is going to negotiate in order to end the war in Ukraine. Again, I'm not a fucking psychic. I don't use numerology. I'm just breaking down basic political pundit analysis. That's it, really. That's it. So yeah, again, so his argument of saying that here's a very specific, hyper-specific prediction: wars will end, Gaza will end, and the Ukraine war will end. It's fucking ridiculous. It's dumb. Prediction based on real pattern recognition and simple common sense is more accurate. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's exactly my point there. Last year I predicted Trump to win the election. Yeah, I also predicted Trump to win the election. You know who predicted that Trump wouldn't win the election? It was Andrew Wilson. And I had a problem with that. I remember he came on stream when I did the Tim Pool breakdown, where he went on Tim Pool. And Andrew, he sticked with his gun, saying that he believed Kamala Harris was going to win the election. I disagree with him then, and of course that didn't play out. But I think of Andrew as smarter than me, but I was able to get that prediction over Andrew Wilson himself. But again, it's political analysis.
Because he didn't use numerology.
That's what it was. I used numerology to figure that out. Andrew did not. This is why I defeated Andrew in the predicting of the president. Thank you. I win. I beat. There you go. I beat Andrew in every single debate ever, right there. Just that alone. Don't need to debate him ever in my life.
Now he's gonna come on and he's gonna tell you shit.
just destroy me right now. Oh man, I mean, the guy doesn't eat pineapple.
He only has debate university. So good luck, Jake. Good luck.
That is true. That is true. I'm still learning. But but nevertheless, yeah, that's a very fucking vague, stupid analyst of the future there, because he's crediting numerology. You don't need that shit. So yeah, this is Andrew's point, and Gary just fucking fumbled it there. You ready to move on?
Yeah, look at the chat right there.
Read it for me. Hold on. I'm looking for the next timestamp.
Make sure someone clips that last statement.
Yeah. Send it to Andrew, man. Send it to Andrew there. Anyways, all right, let's move on here. They bring up the celebrity topic again.
Who was born in those years? Of course, he's now going to have to say, well, of course not. Some people are. I'm just saying that, like, vaguely, generally, more people than not won't. And so, like, it doesn't tell us shit.
All right. Gary, I'll turn it back to you, and this will conclude the fourth round after you go.
Kanye West and Tom Brady, both born 1977, the year of the snake. Tom Brady got his
So
big
again,
break when
you're
a
the
Hall
snake.
of Fame quarterback named Drew Bledsoe got injured in 2001, the year of the snake. He took over as the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots and won a Super Bowl that year. That started his run of being
I'm
the best
pushing buttons.
quarterback in NFL history.
I got Jake and
Kanye
Rachel
West,
backing
born in
me up, bro.
1977, was a nobody in 2001 until Jay-Z's producer had to leave. For whatever reason, they were doing the blueprint, and Jay-Z's producer had to leave, and he hired Kanye. And after that, that's what spring Kanye on his road to success. So we have two individuals who are megastars, born 1977, who made it big in 2021, snake to snake. And they also made the same mistake. They married the wrong woman. Now watch this. Let's see how
Just like a lot of men, 50% of marriages.
Wow. I love that. Kanye West married Kim Kardashian, born 1980.
And FYI, guys, FYI, celebrity marriages, when it comes down to Hollywood marriages, if you look at the stats, the divorce rate in Hollywood is like over 95%. So for him to say they both married wrong women is, again, a vague statement. You can look at the stats on this, that Hollywood celebrities, such as the examples that he's using, they divorce on a fucking higher scale than the average person by far, bro. By far. It's not even fucking, it's not even competition.
And
So
everybody
again,
knows it because you hear about it. Hey, Brad Pitt is no longer here.
it's literally on magazines, bro. They literally, TMZ fucking banks on that shit. So it's not, what the hell is this guy talking about, bro? It has no correlation here.
And the sad part is that people cares. People care about their fucking life. So weird.
Yeah, exactly.
So fucking weird.
So real quick right here, I'm predicting the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Now, before the season started, I said that the Ravens and who was it? The Ravens and the Lions are going to go to the Super Bowl, and the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Now, I am a little bit biased because I am a Tennessee Titans fan, and they have Derrick Henry at running back, who almost got 2,000 yards rushing this season. So I am a little bit biased because I am rooting for them. But however, I was making a legitimate prediction there with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield is a fucking dominating offense right there. So I did predict the Ravens winning the Super Bowl this year against the Lions. I just don't want the Kansas City Chiefs to win. All right. Can we all agree? The Kansas City Swifties,
on that one.
Fuck them, get out of here. We don't like that. Can we agree on that at least, chat? Yeah.
My prediction was wrong. I thought Tennessee Titans were going to Super Bowl this year.
Now, shut the fuck up, dude. Anyways, let's move on here, okay? Stop mocking me because I really hoped it. I really hoped it. We got the number 1 pick in the draft. We're the worst team in the NFL, bro. It's fucking horrible. But anyways, let's move on with this. But I am making that prediction, Ravens, and I'm using numerology. So let's move on.
Whoops, didn't work. Tom Brady married Giselle, born 1980. Whoops, didn't work. So we have two people who are megastars in their chosen fields, who are both born in snake years, who both made it big in snake years. And guess what? They both chose a woman born in 1980, and their marriages failed accordingly. So you could say there's nothing to that. But what I would tell you is take the statistical probability that two of these guys born in 1977, year of the snake, made it big in the year of the snake. And that is my whole system. My system tells you this. No, I'm not going to predict what billions of people are going to do. I don't know billions of people. But what we can do is we can see the people who are in the spotlight, and we can use them as an example. And the examples I just gave you, you can't refute.
Thomas, you're breaking my heart, bro.
All right.
Go on, OJ.
No, I mean, with this guy over here, I mean, like, he's just going by two specific people. Wouldn't it be that, hey, anybody who was born the year of the snake, everyone is now getting rich as well as the year of the snake?
Exactly.
Everybody will be. And so it's just kind of fucking weird. Like, oh, okay, I could lead by example with just these two guys. So what, 1%? Are going with the 1% of people here?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. I predict that the time will be 9:20 in about 2 minutes. Let's see if my prediction is correct. Central time, by the way. And I am using numerology. I added 9 to 2. That's a 1. And therefore, it will be 9:20 in 2 minutes. I am also making that prediction. So let's see if I'm right in 2 minutes, if that becomes 9:20 in Central time. OJ, anything else before we move on?
No. Stupid ass.
Bro, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Like, it's fucking insane, dude. Again, this is base Oracle IQ level shit. No, it's not. This guy's way smarter than base Oracle. But that's an insult to Gary the Numbers guy. My bad, Gary. I think he is a smart guy, actually. But yeah, as far as this shit, it's very easily debunkable here.
seconds more on the clock there, but I will go ahead and turn it back to Andrew. But we'll read some chats real quick. Quick super chat break.
I'll mute my end.
Yep.
And flip screens and
Sure.
just
different choices. Okay, though I'm backing way up. And Gary, they asked a question here for you, and a lot of people here were picking you up too. I just had you muted, you didn't hear it. But one guy said, he said something about. Okay. He says,
let's skip this one.
Yeah, let's go ahead. So again, so what happens here is we draw multitudes of unrelated.
So this goes to the
events,
topic about bad
99%
years that you were
again,
mentioning,
ad hoc
OJ.
Justification, whichever way you want to phrase it, that these things are interrelated and that we can make a predictive model based on them. But remember this, like I said in my opening statement, here we are still very vague on specifics, not really giving any specifics, but pretending like he's giving specifics. So, for instance, he says to Myron, here's the predictive model of your entire life based on some numerology nonsense that he came up with. But when I asked him a specific question, which was about people who he claims are going to have a good year based on their year date, are any of these people going to get cancer? Any of them going to have the worst year of their lives? Are any of these people going to go bankrupt? Are they going to get divorced? Are they going to have catastrophic things happen to them and look back and say, this was the very worst year of my life? He didn't actually answer that question.
Elon Musk will have the worst year of his
Okay, yeah,
life in
so anyway, so
1971.
it's not your turn, bro, not your turn.
I'm pointing it out there.
Yeah, okay, anyway.
I'll give you 10 extra seconds.
That's not my question. My question isn't if Elon Musk is going to have a bad year. You're claiming everybody. It's everybody's good year. Everybody who's born in these years is
Yeah, I
going to
bet,
have their
bro.
year. So I'm asking about this everybody. This general statement of all. Are many of those people
Which is
gonna
what
have
you
the
brought
worst
up,
year of
OJ.
their fucking
Yeah.
life, or aren't they? The answer has to be yes. You're going to have to say yes, and that's going to cripple your predictive model immediately. So are they or aren't they?
Okay.
Please just answer
People
yes or
who
no,
were
bro.
born
Please.
in
Just answer it directly.
1983, 1995, 2007 will have some of the worst years in their life.
Hold
in
on, really quick.
2025.
Let's
That is
listen to those numbers because they're going to be important later. Just really quick.
Let me get a little sticky pad here.
Yeah, just write them down right here with the years, so we
Yeah.
we can clarify the worst years of their lives.
Well, you know what? It should be with the year of the snake, right? So I'll
Well,
just
well,
put-
hold on. Just listen to it and explain it, and just write it down. Ready? Write it down, bro.
Ready.
Just write it down. Who cares? Ready?
Yeah.
2007
Answer yes.
people
Your predict, bro,
born in
please.
1971, 1983,
1971, 1983,
1995, 2007
1995, and 2007.
will have some of the worst years in their.
Okay, that's 4. Can you repeat it? 71, 83.
Yeah, it's 55, 2007. I think I'm missing a number in there.
Hold on.
Are they or aren't they?
Okay.
Oh, no.
Please just
Yeah.
answer
People
yes or
who
no,
were
bro.
born in
Please.
1971,
1971,
1983,
1983,
1995,
1995,
2007
2007. Those are the 4 ones.
Okay, yeah, I have that.
All right, cool.
will have some of the worst years in their life in 2025. That is specific. I do not know if they're
It's
going to
not
have a heart
specific.
attack. I do not know if they're going to break their leg. I don't know things like that because I'm not psychic, sir. But what I will tell you is they will have a bad year, whether it be finances, whether it be family. It doesn't matter.
None of them are going to have a good year.
Sounds like a psychic to me. Sounds like a psychic to me. I'm not a psychic, but everybody born in 71, 83, 1995, and 2007 are going to have a bad year. Sounds like a psychic, but he's not one, apparently. I don't understand.
Didn't he say he was in his opening statement?
No, he didn't. He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
Okay.
He said numerology doesn't work that way, and I'm not a psychic, Andrew, because you're asking very specific questions that I can't answer because I'm not a psychic. But however, I am predicting that everybody born in those years are going to have bad years. Okay,
So
we'll see. Yeah. All right. Ready?
Ready.
Year, not a single one's going to have a good year.
I would say 95% will.
Okay,
have
based on
Oh,
what? What do we come up with?
95%. So now remember, listen to that. He says none of them are going to have a bad year, and then he backs up by saying, well, 95% will have a bad year. So what's the reason why he's doing this? And I explained this to OJ. Is he's giving cushion for the debate. He's giving a 5% cushion because if Andrew does actually prove that somebody in 71 is going to have a good year, etc., it's because, well, he's part of that 5%, which is something you can literally not even prove in the first place.
Yeah.
So he's giving himself cushion for that 5% right there. This is why Andrew asking that very specific, hyper specific question is crucial in Gary the numbers guy making absolute. So he goes from an absolute to 95. So I can give myself a 5% cushion. That's really what it is.
Not a single one's going to have a good year.
I would say 95% will.
Okay,
have
based on what? Where did we come up with 95%?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
made it up, right?
No, it's not made up. I've been doing this for 20 years, sir.
So,
Okay,
so
I didn't
tell
make
me
anything up.
mathematically, walk me through how you got to 95%.
95 because 95% of the people in their enemy year usually get hit, and that's how it works.
That doesn't tell me anything. That's an assertion. Show me the math.
The math? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be more than happy to show you the math.
No, show it to me now. Show it to me right now.
How am I supposed to show you
It's your
the math?
fucking model. Just show me the math for why 95%.
For who do you want me to show?
You said 95. Yeah, 95%.
People who are born in 1994 had bad years in 2024. People who are born in dog years had bad years in dragon years. You want an example? Sure. John Zerka fell off the face of the earth, and he's born in year of the dog. Dr. Disrespect got hammered this year, and he's born in year of the dog. How many people do you want me to go through, sir? How
And so if I go through counter, so if I go through, so hang on, I just want to make sure I get this clarified.
He still has 30 seconds, Andrew. He still has 30 seconds.
This is how we're going to do this.
Okay.
This is money.
Okay.
This is what I'm going to tell you. Put your money where your mouth is, Mr. Christian.
Okay.
We go out in the streets and we go up to
Oh, this is
random
gonna
people,
backfire
and
on his
every time
ass.
I'm wrong about giving that random person a reading, I'll give you $1,000. Every time I'm right, you'll give me $1,000. You will be broke within an hour. And I'm
You will be broke within the hour if given that social experiment, right? Remember that for the future here.
well, and guess what? I'll do that with anyone watching this right now. I can read people like a book. How about we start with you, sir?
All right, 2 minutes.
Would you like me to start with you?
So,
start
real
with me.
quick. So,
Hang on, Myron. Just let him start with me.
Okay, I will. Do you guys want to switch this to? Seems like it's rapid fire. 60 seconds.
Yeah,
You
that's
okay with
fine.
that?
Go ahead. Start with.
All right, so I'm going to drop it to 60 seconds. Do you want to take your 60 minutes to respond or ask what you want to do, Andrew, before I turn it back to him because he just spoke?
No, let him go ahead and go ahead. Tell me about me.
Okay, so let's start. Would you mind putting your birthday out there for the public?
Yeah. No. Well, I'm not going to put it out there for the public, but I did give it to you.
Well, if I can't use your birthday right now, because I'm not going to put it out there unless you give me permission.
I'm giving you permission. I'm giving you permission. Go ahead.
So your birthday is 4/13/1985, correct?
Okay, Omar, can you write that down? 4/13/1985.
4/13/1985. All right, got it.
So this is the date that Andrew gives Gary right here.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so you are what we call a double 4 life path in numerology. People who are 4 life paths tend to be extremely conservative. People who are 4 life paths tend to be extremely hardworking people.
Okay, again, they're extremely conservative and hardworking. Andrew, he's a conservative man and he's very hardworking. But
So
you can use that fucking dude. You can base that off of just watching his YouTube channel, how high it's grown. He has to be hardworking, and he's a conservative pundit. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And dude, by the way, for the people, birthday equal to 31. He's a 4.
He's a 4. Yeah, so that's why just to confirm it, we did confirm everything ahead of time. So that is true. Andrew is a 4. For that birthday right here. So remember that right here. Remember, extremely conservative and hardworking. This is the description that he's giving him.
And he said Donald Trump is a 4. I think
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's what he's going to bring up right now.
Always tend to be on the conservative side of politics, just like Donald Trump, who was a 4 life path. So what you're gonna have to understand is most of the people who are listening to this right now, if your total numbers add to 4, you're gonna be a conservative, you're gonna be a hardworking person, and you're also always gonna have to outwork other people. That's what you have to do, Andrew. You have to out.
So, dude, even when
go on.
Even when he's talking about like, oh, everybody in the chat or everybody's watching, hey, that you are a 4. Obviously, you're conservative. Because you're here and watching the show, it's like, okay, what?
No shit. I'm not a 4. I'm a 3.
I'm a 7. Like,
I would consider myself actually more conservative than Donald Trump. You know, like especially with the abortion stuff. So, but I'm not a 4. I'm a 3. So don't understand that, but it is what it is, right?
Outwork everyone else to get anything in life. Nothing comes easy for you. Now let's go more specific. Since your birthday hit this year, money hasn't been too good, has it, sir? As a matter of fact, you've been getting your ass handed to you. Finances have been very bad since your birthday hit.
So again, just to clarify, Andrew's the most super chatted channel on YouTube, or one of the most. I think he's top 5 or 10, something like that. So yeah, very successful. So he says they're hardworking and they're conservative, and then he says, "Well, this year, I bet you're having an issue with money." Doesn't really look like that. And you can clearly see that with his numbers. Basic research can show this, but okay, let's move on here.
Tell the truth, sir. Is that the truth or not?
No, it's not the truth.
Okay, so you're telling me since your birthday hit this year, you've been doing good with finances.
Made more money than I ever have in my life.
See, this is what I'm talking about. See, people don't. Could you actually prove that?
Yeah.
Okay, I would love to see you actually prove that. And if you can prove that and you actually have money now, then I implore you to take some of that money and put your money where your mouth is. And
so he goes
show
back to the
people that
bet.
I'm a fraud. Let's
Well, I
go
want to
out
let
in the
you.
public.
Hang on.
Hold on. Let's go out in the public.
I'm not allowed to
and let's
respond or
do-
what? I thought it was 60 seconds.
Brother,
Yeah.
let me finish what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
hang
and
on.
then you can
Go-
respond.
Okay,
Because you
go
try
ahead.
to interrupt every time I talk, and then
Okay,
at the
go
same
ahead.
time, then you start talking.
Yeah,
back.
so I'm going to give Andrew back 2 minutes after this, Gary.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
I'm just going to say this. Put your money where your mouth is.
We just hit 2 minutes.
Go out in the public and let's put money on this. If I can't read people, let's go up to random people and let's put it on tape.
Okay.
Let's see if I'm a fraudster. Are you up for it? Are you up for that challenge, sir?
Yeah, but I can just
Let's
demonstrate.
do it.
So I can
Okay,
just
so
demonstrate
I'm
it
going to
right
put
now.
2 minutes on the clock for you, Andrew, and then after this, we'll go back to 60 seconds. So go ahead. 2 minutes.
So
on.
notice he does describe me very adequately with his numerology. The only problem is that I lied to him about my birthday. So I gave him all to make
Exactly. Whoa. Yeah, exactly.
Got him.
It was very accurate outside of the money thing, but the other two, he got 2 out of the 3 correct. But yeah, that money thing, not necessarily very accurate here. So we'll let Andrew explain this, and of course, Gary, just like Andrew predicted in his opening statement, Gary's gonna spurg and shoot out. And Andrew, I guess he used numerology to predict this somehow, or something. But this is what happened here.
This guy is just selling his stupid idea.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. He's just trying to sell it and being like, and cater it to you. Oh, look, I figured out you are kind of this way, so you must be this number. Your number equal to this, so this is what you are. And it's just like, okay, you're just describing them. That's all you're doing. And you're just doing a salesman tactic. Hey, you know, like you are like this. You are good. Hey, this looks good on you. Whatever sell tactic you're using there, what you're selling.
Yep.
That's all he's doing. He's just selling his little dumb idea.
Yeah. No, I agree, bro. This is what they call snake oil salesman, right? Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Exactly, my friend. And you got it right on the fucking button there with this guy. But again, I think he's an intelligent dude. I think he debates well on this topic with others, but he got absolutely demolished. Andrew intelligently piped this fucker down. And I don't think he's ever faced an opponent like Andrew. He had Mike Sartain, and Mike Sartain had the backup of Rollo Tomasi. And I think that was a close debate, to be honest.
No.
But in this, of course, Andrew doesn't need backup here. So yeah.
On purpose.
Gotcha.
So the thing is,
you did the same.
It's my turn, sir. It's my turn.
Gary,
sir.
let me just. Gary,
It's my turn. I'm sorry. Got to mute him. Got to mute him.
Okay,
My turn.
Gary. Okay, I'm stopping the clock. Gary,
you are a
So anyway,
Gary.
See, I told you he's freaking out.
It's not
Okay,
turn.
look, Gary, I hate to mute you. I hate to mute you. Hold on a second, guys. Calm down. I'm gonna stop the clock. Let Andrew say what he's got to say.
Andrew is correct.
I'm gonna give you 60 to 2 minutes, 60 seconds, and 120 seconds to respond. Just let him finish his point, Gary, and then I'll turn it right back to you and give you the 2 minutes you want.
Gary is so pissed off right now because he just got done telling you how good he is at reading people, how great he is. And
So I'm
he
starting the
tailored-
clock back on now, Andrew. Go ahead.
Okay. So he tailored a whole bunch of bullshit that he considered would fit with me really well. He thought that it would fit really well. Say I have a hard work ethic, that I'm conservative. This model fits to me perfectly, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He tailored it to me. The only problem is that I had, lied to Gary. And I do this to psychic frauds all the time and watch them give out these predictive models, which they are trying to tailor to me via a cold reading. And it turns out that no matter what date I would have given them, they would have given me the exact same thing.
I can read people like a book. I never said I could look at people and read them like a book. Yeah, exactly, dude. This is bad, bro. Yeah, but again, when you lie to somebody, he's gonna give you more or less a description, and then you can believe it. Again, this goes back to the zodiac signs, right? If for example, I'm a Scorpio, and Scorpio is been described as a person that's that shuns people away, that is like a lone wolf and fucks a bunch of girls. Maybe the girls part, if you think. Yeah, I know a lot of men that have way bigger body counts than me, but you can describe that with anybody. A lot of dudes are horny. What the fuck is this? You know, Glenn has a bigger fucking body count than me, and he's not a Scorpio. You know, so again, maybe you can fall in line with some of the descriptors, and then stupid people such as women that subscribe to that what is it? Astrology,
horoscope.
Yeah, horoscope. Yeah, we'll believe it. So this is what Andrew pulled on him right here, man. It's fucking beautiful. It is fucking beautiful, dude.
You just saw it demonstrated. We don't even need to go and give people thousands of dollars. He couldn't even do it with me. He couldn't. And by the way, if he'd just done basic research, he would have known that I didn't even give him the right dates. Very simple to do this. You can do this to all these guys every single day. So here's what the experiment ought to be. The experiment actually ought to be, if these predictive models work, it's not that we just go up to random people, but we go up to some people who are not random as well. So we have the game fixed, and we see how close these predictions become when we have the precognitive information as to whether or not these people are telling the truth or they're not telling the truth. How much is a placebo effect versus how much is not. On top of that, let me just kind of point out how easy it was to do this to him. It's easy to do this to all these guys because the non-predictive models that they have are always tailored to a person interpersonally. That's how they try to convince you that their models are correct.
You're a salesman.
I made sure
You're just a
to give
salesman.
him just a small amount of false information so he could tailor it. And then notice he's like, and it's the worst year of your life. Everybody knows the best year I've ever had in my life. Like, this is
2 minutes.
known by everyone. So it's so funny.
All right, Gary, I'll turn it back to you, and I'll give you a full 2 minutes on the clock. I just hit the ask to unmute yourself. I think you have to do it, Gary.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Let me make this clear. I never pretended.
There you go. Remember what you said in the beginning. This guy got so triggered, he took off his glasses. He had to.
Yeah.
He had to. He is getting, and again, fucking Andrew predicted this right in his opening statement, that he wouldn't give specifics and that he's going to spurg out.
Yep.
Did Andrew use numerology? Of course not. That's the point of this debate. And like I said, like Gary, the numbers guy, his channel's interesting. It's very interesting. I'm not going to lie. However, bro, damn,
it's all full of crap.
It's bad, bro. But any thoughts here? Miss D's telling me to check my IG DM. I'll do that right now. OJ, any more thoughts before we move on?
Nah, I think it's like another like Billy Carson.
Okay.
Like I think it's just another Billy Carson where he just has his other ideas, while Billy Carson has his whole alien theory of God and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's just selling their stupid idea, and people buy into it because they talk intelligently about it, and that's how they sell it.
Yeah. I get you. All right. Miss D, she said that she can do my numerology reading, but if you trust me enough with your birthday, yeah, I can do that. Fuck it. You know, if she wants to do that shit, we can do that. I don't know if you want to come on the stream and do it live on stream if you want to do that, or you can give it to me in the IG and I can announce it. Up to you. But just message me on here and we can do that. So let's move on.
I'm a psychic. I never said I can look at people and read them like a book. I never said that. I need an accurate birthday. I need accurate information to work off. And if this man gives me the wrong date, I'm going to give him the wrong information.
You gave him accurate information.
Anyone born on that date would have a very bad year financially.
Wouldn't it be that
obviously?
Wouldn't it be like he would be wrong? Like, hey, you know what? You were born on this time with the wrong date, and say, oh, you're all these other people. You know, you should have got everything wrong instead of tailoring to Andrew.
Yeah.
If he was right.
Yeah. I know. I get you there. Hold on, really quick. Oh no, she can't jump on. All right, hold on, really quick. Let me just give her my birthday here. Well, she's still messaging. All right, we'll do that here. Miss D's gonna predict. She's gonna predict my future here based off numerology. Don't believe this shit. It's just funny. Okay. Okay. All right, we'll move on here. Ready, OJ?
Yeah, go.
All right, let's do it.
Because he gave me the wrong birthday. See, he basically is a liar. This is the same thing the Muslim did to me on Sneako's program. This is what they do. They don't stand on what they say. He cannot have an honest conversation. He has to lie. Everything he said is disinvaluated because he is a proven liar right now. If he gave me the correct birthday, I would give him the correct information. But because he didn't, I couldn't. And now he's trying to say, oh, look, I got you. No, sir, you got yourself. You're now a proven liar. You're now a proven fraud. And nothing you say anymore has any value whatsoever because you couldn't even stick with the program and give me your honest birthday so you could honestly evaluate my skills at doing what I do. Read people by their birthdays. I'm not psychic. I never said I was. And if you give me the wrong birthday.
He sounds pretty psychic to me, but okay. I get his point. If you gave me the wrong birthday, I can't be a psychic. I got it.
But he should have been wrong the whole way. Not getting 2 out of 3.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I get you there, right? Because it can correlate with other birthdays and other snakes and other pigs
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck the Chinese zodiac. And the Chinese are a bunch of fucking. You know what? Yeah. Again, the Chinese making all this mumbo jumbo. It's all sorcery. None of this shit exists. So yeah, trusting the Chinese, which by the way made the COVID-19 pandemic there, which Gary agrees with, is still saying that they're validating when it comes to their zodiac signs. I don't know. I don't know. I guess they had it right and America's zodiac signs didn't, or Greece zodiac signs didn't, whatever. Okay.
Wrong information. Your gotcha
Something.
moment basically made you look like a fool. Congratulations, sir.
No, it
Yeah,
didn't.
so this is just basic cold reading. So
60
the idea,
seconds, Andrew, or you want 2 minutes? No,
Yeah,
there's
2 minutes.
2
Yeah,
minutes. All right,
it's
go
just
ahead.
so he says he's not a psychic, right? I'm not even claiming he is. I'm just claiming that he's using cold read method. So I think that he would have tailored his numerology to whatever he thought would have favored.
Nah,
the
fuck
position
that.
for me.
That's your position.
No, I'm
My
kidding.
turn, so I didn't interrupt you
Hold on.
once.
Just gotta give him 2 minutes, Gary, real quick.
I don't
Go ahead.
understand why you can't let other people speak. I didn't interrupt you. So anyway, the thing is that's so interesting about it is that's how cold reading works.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he
They
did.
tried to tailor. Notice all of the things which were tailored to me were things that would have been very plausible. He has a great work ethic. He has to work harder than other people. They're almost always conservatives. They're almost always on the right. Very typified of cold reading, and that's what's going on. He says, well, I'm not saying I'm a psychic. I'm saying that if I have the right information, the reading would have been different. But here's the thing. We do have Gary on record talking about what people should be having if their year was my birth date. Now, Gary, my birth date is 1984. Aren't you on record saying that people in 1984 also would be having the worst year of their life? Yes. So the thing is,
I did not say
no.
Okay, so
He
OJ,
did not
that's
say that.
he didn't say that. We got the numbers
Yeah.
there, right? Because
Yeah.
we kind of tried to backtrack on that. So Andrew was mistaken on that. Andrew was mistaken on that. So Gary's right on this point right here. So we did write down the numbers to make sure, getting to that point, that we were accurate on that. So let's move on here.
So
What did I say? What did I say? That's lie number two. Where did I say that?
So people born 1984, you
I
think?
said 1983, sir. You know, you can't
You
even.
know, you said
remember-
1983 and forward.
1983.
No, he said 80, and I think I remember this. He said 71, 83, 95, and 2007.
Yeah.
So that's all accurate in the paper, right?
That's all accurate.
Okay. So yeah, Andrew's mistaken on this point right here. This is the only L. To be honest, bro, doesn't even fucking matter. Andrew already pwned his ass before for the last fucking where were we at here? 53 minutes. The debate's almost over. But yeah, he already pwned him on those points directly. But yeah, just mistaking it. Obviously, it was a good while ago. But yeah, just to clarify that Andrew was mistaken on the 1984.
Yeah, but that was just an honest mistake. Oh, I thought I heard you say this. So-
Yeah. No, I agree.
1995, 2007. It's every 12 years. See, even the people in the audience
see.
see that. So that's the second lie. Sir.
30 seconds.
Congratulations. You're proving
30
yourself to be
seconds.
even more. of a
Well, anyway,
fraud.
so it's still my turn.
Yeah,
but in any case,
don't worry. I stopped. I'm going to give you an extra 15. So you're good. Go ahead. Give me
So in any case, right? I believe you said 1983 and forward. But this aside, he can't even contain himself. He can't even control himself because he's caught. Right? That's how cold readers get caught. They're
Exactly.
caught like this all the time. It's very, very easy to demonstrate how they tailor to the person what they want the person to believe based on cold reading styles. And if so, you say, well, Andrew, that was dishonest. Well, the thing is like, no, it's just a trick. It's a magician's trick, like anything else. And yes, you can use a lie to serve the interest of
10 seconds.
disproving a fraud, like you would with psychics and other people like this. You'd give them false information to see if they could determine that the information was false. And if you had any type of predictive model, you could probably do that, but he
5
doesn't.
seconds. All right.
Again, sir. I'm gonna
2 minutes
make
back
this
on the
very
clock for
clear.
you, Gary. 2 minutes back in. Go ahead.
Again, sir, I'm going to make this very clear. I am not psychic. You have to give me the correct birthday to get the correct information out. Since you refuse to do that, that's on you. That's not on me.
Well,
You can't actually. What?
No, I was going to say, I stopped the clock. Don't worry, Gary. I stopped it. Andrew, would you be okay with giving your real birthday?
Okay.
So
yeah.
we can. Okay.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
the problem is
How do we know
now.
he's not going to lie again?
I think
He's already proven a liar.
I think
twice,
he'll
Varr.
be pretty honorable about it. You
Yeah,
know
but
what I
the problem now with giving it is he can just tailor it how he wants to. Again, it'd be
Sure.
it would be
He
post hoc.
refuses to give me the information
It would be
I
post
need.
hoc justification. So the thing is like I'll give it to you, but I just want to tell the audience that now you'll have post hoc justification, and he'll say, no, I was wrong. If I'd had this information, I would have known it was the best year that you've ever had.
So-
Andrew. So here's the information that you want. My birth date, actual birth date, honestly, to you is 1/23/84.
Okay. So
12384. OJ, you still there?
1 second.
Okay. Yeah, he's 70. So 123, 123.80. Did he say 84 or 85? I think he said 84.
84.
123.84?
Yeah, no, I remember that date. So let me see
Okay.
here. I'm writing it down. That's the same as my brother's birthday.
Okay. Okay. So you-
23rd, 1984. There, I wrote it down.
okay. Okay, cool. So we actually got Andrew's legitimate birthday here. So let's
go back. He said his birthday was April 13, 1985 was the lie.
Was the lie.
Based on-
Yeah. So
yeah.
Andrew's actually admitting that. And by the way, I speculated at first because OJ was there when we first reacted to this, and I was like, you know what? That sounds. I didn't think that he was lying, but to me, it was like, wait. From my understanding, Andrew was gonna have a birthday stream coming up, and he said that he was turning 41. And when we did the math on the original date, I was like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. And then OJ's like, well, he could have been like based off that date, he would be 39, right? Correct?
Yeah.
He would have been 39. And then Omar said, well, I mean, maybe he's just rounding up, which makes sense. I'm like, okay, yeah, rounding up instead of saying he's 39, he's 40, whatever, same shit, right? People do that all the time. So I was like, okay, well, that could be the case. So maybe that's what it was. Doesn't fucking matter anyways. We're not numerologists. Nobody cares about birthdays. So that could have been the case. But then now that he stated his actual birthday, now that's accurate to the information he was giving when he was on his show. So then we got the clarification. I was like, okay, now this makes sense. This is an accurate birthday. He's not lying at this point. OJ, any rant before you want to go on here?
No, let's go.
Okay, go for it.
So Gary, I stopped your clock. You have about almost 2 minutes. So go ahead now that you have the real information. And Andrew, thank you for that.
123, 1984, adds up to 28. Sir, I'm going to ask you a specific question. I don't think you're rich, but money comes easy to you, doesn't it?
Not even slightly. I work harder than almost anyone around me.
I didn't say you don't work hard, sir. What I asked.
No, money doesn't come easy. No.
So are you a millionaire?
Never has my whole life.
Are you a millionaire, sir?
That's not your business. But the answer is no.
Now it's not my business.
But the answer is
right?
no.
The
answer is no. No, I'm not a millionaire.
Okay. So here's what it comes down to, man. People who are one life paths like to argue. This is a one life path. Argue starts with A. A is the first letter. You see, the English language and gematria.
Post hoc. It's all post hoc again.
So again, he already got the prediction wrong. So you're a millionaire, correct? He's like, no, I'm not a millionaire. And money doesn't come easy to me. Doesn't come easy to me. I had to work my whole life. He's 40 years old. He had to work to where he's at, and he's still not a fucking millionaire. So again, off the bat, his prediction with using his real birthday is already inaccurate.
Very wrong. He's just trying to, and now all he's doing is just trying to pull information. I mean, like, okay, now I'm gonna say like, oh, do you make real money? And money comes easy to you, right? Like, oh no. Oh no, okay. You're a millionaire though, right? No.
No,
and it's just like, dude, it's just doing the 20 questions.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to pin something on there with his little prediction and go off on that because obviously he's able to fool stupid celebrities like Jake Paul or whoever he talks to convince them that this is actually accurate information when it's not. And Andrew's smart enough to avoid those things. There's 365 days in a year, not 365 365 or more. Yeah, 100%, dude. Exactly, man. But yeah, dude, it's fucking insane to me on Gary the Numbers Guy doubling down on this, and then he wants to pivot to something else. This is what people do when they're losing the debate. They need to pivot and go into something else in order to validate their claims, right? Okay, ready?
Ready.
This guy won't fucking.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. You interrupt me 8 times. I interrupt you once.
I stopped the clock. I stopped the clock.
See,
don't worry, Gary.
This is what I'm talking about, man. This is exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
I stopped the clock, Gary. Don't worry. You still got like a little over a full minute. So
people who are ones tend to be extremely argumentative. People who are ones have that debating mental style. So it makes sense why he likes to debate. He likes to run his mouth and things like that. Attorney, first vowel A. Lawyer, first vowel A. What do? They argue the law A. So people who are ones are extremely argumentative. And another thing about this man over here, he learns things the hard way. He learns things the hard way. And if I'm willing to...
So now people who are ones are extremely argumentative. Again, he got like what, 2 predictions wrong off the bat. And then he says, well, ones are extremely argumentative. Therefore, I'm right. So he's basing it off of the moment he pivots back to what he knows Andrew is. He says, there you go. He's a 1, therefore he's argumentative. But then when he tried to go off script and say, money comes easy to you, right? What was the other question he said? Money comes easy. Oh, are you a millionaire? Right?
Yeah.
Got that shit wrong off the bat.
Yeah,
so
he
it
said,
sounds
I
like
bet you're a millionaire. So he said he bet.
He
So
bet.
therefore he was certain. So he was certain on it.
He was
Especially
certain on it.
Especially he said he's a good gambling man. He won
Yeah.
millions.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. And maybe he did, but again, that doesn't necessarily justify his ideology here. That's my point. So again, just look at those breakdowns there, guys, because at the end of the day, he's pivoting to something else. He got 2 predictions wrong off the bat when he got accurate information from Andrew. And then he wants to say, well, people that are 1s are extremely argumentative, which or very argumentative. That's against a subjective term, right? You want to use subjective terms in order to give cushion for your argument. The same thing of how he said that 95% of people are going to have bad years in the year of the snake, to give himself a 5% cushion in case he's wrong. So he's doing the same debate tactic. It's ridiculous. It's easy to point out. I thought maybe this would have been a tougher debate, especially how he handled it with Sartain and Rolo. But yeah, no match for Andrew Wilson. Not even close.
Dude.
Not even close. But
there, you can read that one.
Hold on. You know, my lucky number is 47, and Trump is number 47. I mean, numbers. We're all a bunch of numbers masters, right? Because Trump is the president of the United States, the president-elect, and liberals are going crazy. They should have used numerology to predict this, and maybe they wouldn't be so fucking mad right now about it. They probably wouldn't be so fucking mad about it. They just would have used a little bit of numerology to predict this, just like Gary the numbers guy. Anyways, thanks for the comment, Grudgehead, man. Love you, dude. Anyways, ready to go forward?
Ready.
All right, let's do this.
Bet you've had some trouble probably with alcohol, sir. I'm willing to bet a lot of money on that. Bro.
Again?
You've had some
because he's
trouble
seen
with
Andrew
alcohol.
drink on
You've
stream.
had
Hey,
trouble with
is
going
that?
to your past because you're
I'm
born
gonna
on a
bet a lot of
23rd,
money on
and
that.
He definitely does travel a lot. But
You
see,
did?
I don't even know because he could be lying about his birthday again. This is bad faith. This is all bad faith. This is what frauds do when all you had to do was.
He has trouble with alcohol, which means you're implying that he's an alcoholic, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
If he was an alcoholic, do you think he would be able to build a channel that's over 150K subscribers, being able to debate and win against people like Destiny and be one of the top conservative debaters on the internet? Do you think an alcoholic could do that?
Well, that's a lot of drinking.
That's a lot of drinking. It's a lot of drinking, and it's because I drink a lot, bro, or at least I think I do. But nevertheless, like fucking, I don't think I wouldn't consider myself an alcoholic, to be honest. Or maybe I'm in denial. I don't know. I did go to AA that one time. I get you. I did go to AA that one time.
You did go to AA.
I did go to AA that one time for.
But you
for
said
drinking.
you said it made you want to drink more.
It did, because dude, everybody there is just so depressed and fucking it's just so depressing over there. I'm just like, God damn, I'm gonna go to a bar after this shit. That's what I said. I'm like, fuck this. But nevertheless, yeah, I'm fucking good. I got my house, and OJ can he confirm all this. Got my house, got my dogs, got my cat. I got fucking, it's not like I'm a lonely dude, But nevertheless, success is subjective, right? What do you define as success? Everybody defines it differently. So this is the hyper specific questions that you got to ask. And again, he wants to correlate that shit. He's wrong once more. Whenever you're ready to move on, OJ.
Let's move on.
Give me the real birthday from the very beginning, and we wouldn't even go through this stuff. But I'm
gave you
going to
the
say
real
this
birthday. It's
one
the real
more
birthday, I
time.
promise.
I'm going to say this one more time. I am not psychic. I need real information to work off. I am not out here claiming, I don't do shit like that. This is what he tries to make me out to be. I'm not that.
10 seconds.
And by the way, I'm going to make this one more point. There's about 3,200 billionaires in the world. I know 90 of them because I've given them readings in numerology. People much more successful, people much richer.
That
than
is time.
People with actual power needs to believe in this stuff. So you're actually a peasant. Doesn't really matter what you believe.
Oh, he goes to
I'll give you an extra 5
he goes
on
on
the clock. I'll reset it. Go ahead.
Remember, I said it would come down to personal insults, spurging,
After you lied,
and a bunch of post hoc or justifications. Right? Guys still can't control themselves. So the thing is like. As we look at this, I just gave him the information. So what does he do? He takes known information, like for instance, Andrew Wilson drinks on stream. So he wants to correlate this. Say,
they're alcoholics.
Anyway, so Myron, you're gonna have to mute him. The guy can't control.
Don't worry, I'm adding time to your clock.
He literally cannot control himself. So anyway,
every time I interrupt, I have another 5%. You're good.
Yes. So in any case, I've never had problems with alcohol. I've never had to go to like some AA meeting, nothing like that. Never had a single issue. I do enjoy having a drink, but I'm not most certainly not an alcoholic and never have been. Though I do like to occasionally have a drink on stream. So that was wrong, right? All of the predictive models, in fact, that he would give, now that we know he's cold reading, right? It's very simple for us to just ask for specifics. Well, sir, if I am, he says these general things like, oh, I bet you've had trouble with women in the past. Who the fuck hasn't had trouble with women in the past?
Motherfucker, me.
No, you know what I mean?
I've been married for 5 years.
Hold on, guys. I stopped the clock.
I don't know why.
Don't worry.
Myron, you're gonna have to mute the mic. I can't get through it.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're getting extra time on. You still got. He interrupted. You got like another 20 seconds at it.
Yeah, but it derails if you let him interrupt. Can you just mute the mic? Can you just mute the mic?
Yeah,
so that
that's fine.
Derail?
What I'll do is I'll just mute each of you when the other person's talking from this point forward. I'll just do that just to be 100% fair. So, Gary, I'll mute you. You can unmute yourself once he finishes. Go ahead, Andrew. You got another.
Real quick. Go says, my AA has nothing but meeting women at the bar and fighting talk. I want to drink after. Yes, exactly. You want to have a beer after those AA meetings? Because I've been there and I'm just like, dude, this shit's fucking depressing. What the hell is going on here, man? So I totally get it. OJ, anything to say on the response there? Because we're almost done with the reaction.
No. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on here. This is going to be, according to Fresh Fit, using numerology for a successful love life. Let's see what they have to say on this one.
Gary, I'll turn it back to you.
You know, one of the things to prove of how numerology and astrology works is my life.
Oh boy.
I don't have issues with women. I never did.
All anecdotal.
Because I follow numerology and astrology, so I know who's compatible with me. I don't have to go through the divorces. I don't have to go through all that bullshit. I married my wife specifically based off her numerology and astrology. And we've been good for 20 years. And
like girls get with guys off of their horoscopes.
I didn't have much money. Now I'm rich.
Exactly.
I married her when I was broke. And the fact of the matter is, my marriage worked because of numerology and astrology. As a matter of fact, I've gotten a lot of people married. There's people who basically have kids because I put them together.
They basically
and their
have
marriages
kids?
are extremely successful.
What does basically having kids mean?
I don't know.
I have no idea what basically having kids means. Like, do they have dogs? Are dogs basically kids? Are cats basically kids? By that ideology, I basically have kids. Isn't that right, OJ?
Yeah, little turd babies.
Every morning, I basically have kids when I take my morning shit. Those are basically my kids. So I don't know at all what the fuck he's talking about when he says basically, they basically have kids as well. No idea. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the fucking video, please. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the fucking channel because we're going to bring you fucking hot content all fucking year long in 2025. And by the way, we got Jake Rattlesnake from Rattlesnake TV coming on the show January the 15th. So look out for that shit. We can move on here.
So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Trust the person's life. Trust what he's doing. I'm a multi-millionaire. And here's another thing, Andrew. I was the first numerologist ever invited to the White House. I would love to see you get the same privilege as that. Yeah, it was the Trump White House too. I'm no flaming real girl. So at the end of the day, if you want to better your life, if you want to find the right person, if you want to have kids, making sure they're healthy kids, you do things based off numerology and astrology. I'm going to leave with this.
Okay.
The royal family in England, for some reason, they keep having kids who are 11 life paths. The mathematical
because they do it on purpose.
Any one number coming up in numerology are 1 and 9. And half the royal family is 11s, like Prince William, Prince Charles, all these.
Now, he says for some reason they always have kids that are born on the 11. If you look back on the debate that he had with Mike Sartain, he talked about the elites doing this on purpose. And he used these people as examples that they believe in these numbers and these numerologies, and they purposely have kids that end in that one life path. They purposely do this, according to Gary the Numbers Guy. So when he says for some reason they keep having, kids born on the one life path, he admitted in the Mike Sartain debate that they do this purposely because they're the elites. So if they believe in this, they just do it purposely. That's no justification of it's by coincidence, because do they follow numerology?
that's something that he doesn't bring up. But again, if it's purposely done, for some reason they're having this. That's the reason that he claimed in the Mike Sartain debate there. And we're almost gonna end it. Don't worry. I'm gonna send you guys over to Grid 1 after this. So stick around. We're gonna shoot out the rest of this debate, and I'll probably be jumping on. Let's see what happens at the end of the night. See if I can get on there with Grid. But let's move on here.
These guys tend to be 11s. So again, this man has no idea what these work. He's honestly a pleb, man. And if you want me to make a specific prediction about you, yeah, I wish nothing ill on you. I wish you no harm whatsoever, brother. I wish you all the luck in the world, especially you're going to need it when the snake year hits on January 29th. But you're probably going to have issues with the family. And I wouldn't be surprised if you have a divorce in your future. So we'll see how this tape works in about 2 years, my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
So here's the thing. My counter prediction: not only will I not have a divorce, that is not in my future. I can guarantee you that that's not in my future.
Okay.
But the thing is just try to remember a couple of things here, right? Again, with the lack of specificity. He says, man, you got to look at me as a model. I have a 20-year successful marriage. So do people who don't follow numerology. Many of them have 20-year successful marriages as well. Well, I put people together and matchmake with them. Okay, people who don't follow numerology also have very successful matchmaking careers. This is not proof that numerology works. All it is proof that you have had some successes and also follow numerology. That is basic logic. That is the basics of logic. So here, I'll just ask you if I'm wrong about this. Sir, can you just tell me real quick? There's 3 laws of logic. Do you even know what they are? Can you tell me what they are?
Go ahead, sir.
You tell me what they are.
You tell me.
What I believe is logic is obviously very different than yours because you
There's
believe
no such thing as belief. There's no such thing as belief in logic.
I believe in supply and demand, sir.
You don't know what they are, so you don't know the laws of logic, right?
Go ahead, educate us, sir. You've been lying the whole goddamn
I just want to.
podcast.
I'm asking you a question. Do you know the laws of logic?
According to who?
There's only 3 laws of logic.
According to who?
Socrates.
Okay, so you want to put Socrates? That's your god. That's your idol.
Oh God. Okay.
Doesn't have to be me. Philosophy is
so then what laws of logic do you follow?
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. Logic law you follow.
100%.
Okay.
There's a hole in the system.
That's just called business, right?
Come in and replace it. It's supply and demand. I believe in capitalism, sir. I don't believe in some fairy tale god. Are you vaccinated, by the way?
No.
Okay. At least you're not stupid. Congratulations.
Okay, so listen to that. That's another question he gave Mike Sartain, which Mike Sartain said that he was, which I was disappointed on that. What the fuck, Mike? But he had good reasons why he got vaccinated because he was traveling around, etc. Right? But nevertheless, I'm glad he asked Andrew that question because Andrew's like, no, I'm not vaccinated. Which shout out to fucking Andrew. He eats pineapple on pizza, but at least I know he didn't get vaccinated, man. At least I know he didn't get vaccinated. So that's a W for Andrew right there. But yeah, this is the same tactic he used on Sartain, and it's a shaming tactic. Oh, you got vaccinated, therefore you're stupid. Which I would say, yeah, a lot of people that got vaccinated are pretty fucking dumb, dude. But this won't apply to everybody, obviously, right?
But some people were forced.
Some people were forced, just like Mike Sartain. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't necessarily apply to that. But however, that's what Gary, the numbers guy's tactic is to shame Andrew if he did get vaccinated, which shout out to Andrew for not even fucking getting that vaccine. Chris Lestrange says, yo, Jake and Peepholes. What the fuck? Hope y'all are, Peepholes, people watching, right? Hope y'all having a good night so far. We are, bro. We're having a lot of fucking fun, man. A lot of fucking fun. And then fuck you, I got vaccinated. Bro, you might be, you know what? You're watching this show, so I know you're not stupid. So you're the exception to the rule, bro. It's all good. Jake, I gave a warning. I know he's warning you, bro. Do not bring up the pineapple situation. Andrew's gonna scold you. All right. Haven't had pineapple on pizza in a long time. You should get it again because pineapple on pizza is fucking awesome. Shout out to Rachel Wilson who says pineapple on pizza gang. Yes. Pineapple on pizza gang in the house, man.
Hey, go clip that little segment where he said that he'll beat Andrew Wilson on any debate just because he said about the pineapple pizza.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got Jake Rattlesnake and Rachel Wilson on my side right here. So I got some pretty damn good debaters on my end. All right. So 3v1, we can do that. 3v1 versus Andrew Wilson on pineapple on pizza. Let's do it. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining the stream, man. That's going to be the end of it. I'm going to send you all over to Grid 1. Let them know Jake's got the raid for his ass, and maybe you might see me on Grid 1's show. With that being said, guys, God bless and have a happy 20.